Good morning, everybody. I'm back. Sorry about yesterday. I had adulting to do. Had to be an adult yesterday. Not that hanging out with you guys isn't an adult thing to do, but had to finally get all the taxes and stuff put together, and it was quite a pain, but I couldn't put it off any longer. So got that done yesterday. So now we're back. Friday had two great shows, a lot of fun, loved it. And of course, we have the elephant in the room. I went to bed early last night, which I normally do, but we had a lot of really bad storms, tornadoes around, and things like that. So, when you live in Tornado Alley, that's normally how you deal with it. You just either go outside and watch it or you just go to bed. So I went to bed. So then I wake up around 3, 4, usually when I get up, and there seemed to be another tornado going on. We don't have a lot of time to talk about it today, but we definitely will. I know a lot of you have heard about the situation over on BK's channel. And, Candace, it looks to me like she has lost an ally. I haven't gotten to listen to all of it yet, but I will. I definitely will. And then we will talk about it. Today, we're going to be talking about Allie, Sherry, and Grandbun's interview with Jonathan. I emailed him yesterday. He was very gracious. He said, yep, you can use my video. He might even be in chat. So if you see him, just say hi. Say hi. Who is in here? Stevie was the first at 6:46 a.m. What were you doing, Stevie? Big T's mom. Aggie. Uli, good morning. Christina. Oh, Christine, she said she's in Round Rock, Texas. I saw it on the news. Yeah, that tornado was really close to you. I saw the pictures of it, like turning cars over and like all the debris and stuff flying around. Good. Glad you're out of it. Jules, good morning. Mama K. My friend Mama K. 7 Alibis. Hello. I love that name. Mama Lioness. Good morning. Lisa. Good morning. Celeste. Fruit Loop. Hello. There's our girl Cat. Hello, Cat. Celeste, good morning. TL, good morning. Chat's moving fast. If I miss you, I apologize. There's Maureen. Chris, good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Sonia, hello, honey buns. Jen, good morning. I was just talking to her in Discord this morning. Fun to ski, good morning. Yeah, what a day yesterday. I can't absorb it all yet, but you guys have heard me say that many times over the last 9 months. I'm like, my mind is blown. My mind is blown. Muffin Top, thank you for the beautiful flowers. Thank you. There's Snow. There she is. Hopefully everybody's getting their notifications. If you ring the bell and you hit all, it shouldn't be a problem, but I hear some people are still having issues. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Katrina. There's our buddy Doug at No Thanks. Got one of his partners backstage. Crime and Justice is going to come up and talk to us about this video. There's Savage, Bougie Southern. I had to call her last night and make sure she wasn't in the path of that tornado. Preschool Granny, good morning. Laverne. Hope everyone is having a good day. Let everyone get settled in. Crime Time. What kind of trouble is she going to cause today? Yeah, crazy night. Crazy night. We are going to talk about it at length tomorrow because, like, right now, cat got my tongue, if you know what I mean. That's some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So I'm going to bring up a crazy girl right now. Good morning, Crime and Justice.
Good morning.
How are you? Now, were you in any of the paths of the tornadoes?
No, it's not got here yet. It's raining here today, but hopefully the worst of it's going to miss us.
It's clearing up here finally.
Yeah, it just started raining here like maybe about an hour ago.
It looked pretty ominous this morning, but it looks like it's breaking up now. So that's good. So
yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for coming up. It's a big treat for all of us. I see you over on Doug's channel all the time, and you and I we think a lot alike, my friend.
Yeah, we do. Well, thank you for having me over here.
So have you got to watch this whole video that Jonathan, Bullhorn Betty, and Molly did. And I don't know if anybody else is involved. So if I left anyone out, I apologize. But Jonathan did email me back. It is his email, and said it was fine to talk about it, use it, whatever.
No, I haven't watched the whole thing. I've made it through most of it. I was trying to get caught up on it last night, and I kind of fell asleep, but I did watch most of it.
We're going to go through it today because it's a lot to take in. Purple Dot,
really
new
is.
here. Hello, hello. I'm seeing some new names. You guys hit that sub button. While I'm getting everything situated, everybody take time to hit the sub button, hit the remind all, and if you have time and your thumbs aren't too sprained from that, give it a like. So real quick, I'm going to go through some comments I got from the last show. You want to help me with that?
Oh, sure.
All right, here we go. All right, so y'all know how much I love your comments. It's hard to pick out just a handful of them. I seriously could do a show just talking about your comments. I really could. It's insane. Excuse me. Okay. Do not know how to pronounce this screen name, so I'm just going to say thanks. This was said. This was a comment left. And Candace tried to act like she couldn't even remember Jose's name when Chris was speaking with her, but he lived with her.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we pointed that out several times, and everyone just keeps talking about it. What do you make of that?
I haven't figured out why she's trying so hard to distance herself from him. Like, is there some kind of, was there something going on there and there's some kind of guilt, or, maybe because of the whole domestic violence, the whole Don situation that happened right after that?
Or maybe it could be with
trigger him. I don't know.
She didn't want to trigger Don.
Yeah.
The accusations that have come out, it's really not even an accusation. Jose said it happened.
Right.
With Hunter. It could be, he seems to know a lot. And that's the only reason I can think of that she wanted to skate around him altogether.
Yeah, I think she really didn't think people would track him down and find out what he knew.
Well, she must be very new to life.
Well, yeah, I think she's kind of new to a lot of things.
Must have been born this morning at 6:03 a.m.
Exactly.
The dumbass, she got tracked down. Come on. But no, you're right. They don't think anyone's going to catch on to them. Little do they know, it's been pretty prevalent since early on.
Yeah, in their minds, I'm sure they really believe they're smarter than all of us.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I wonder. Okay, Shirley Comer. This was going over how Don was describing his theory of what happened the afternoon of June 15th, which is very eerie to watch, the way he walks us through how the phantom abductor came up the dog trail, or as he said, ran up the dog trail, which you can barely walk down, by the way,
right.
And grabbed Summer. So Shirley said, gasping for air, question mark, question mark, question mark. Maybe Don is dropping some truth into his story. Little Summer might have been gasping for air, but it wasn't from being kidnapped, but maybe from dry drowning or something else. Yeah. He knows something.
Yeah, you can't take any of that off the table, in my opinion. That's all of that's entirely possible. And the way he was able to describe that in such graphic detail and have zero emotion about it, I'm like, I don't know. That's just not normal behavior.
That's exactly what I said the very first time I watched it. I've probably watched it and played it on here 50 times by now.
Right.
No emotion. And you're describing what you think possibly could have happened the worst day of your life. You can't have any worse days, even when they put you in jail, Dawn, than the day that your daughter disappeared.
And you're talking about your child that he says is the love of his life and, everything to him, how could you even let your mind go there for one? I mean, I don't even see how it's possible to let your mind go there, let alone go there and put it out for everybody to hear it and act like, oh, it's just no big deal.
Yeah, because they've got to sell that abduction story.
Yeah.
To me, it would always have been easier for them to say, look, she's wandered off many times and we have eventually found her, but this is different. We have to do something. But it had to be an abduction.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they've stuck on that, and they're still trying to sell it hard, even though even the FBI says no, it's off the table, it didn't happen. I mean, I believe the FBI over these people any day. They know what they're talking about.
They know what they're talking about. Who doesn't know what they're talking about are, well, the people involved, because they can't keep a story straight.
Right.
And pretty much, I mean, anybody who's not directly involved with the case, all we can do is piece together little by little what little bit they give us and try to sift around like what's true, what makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you've
Yeah.
been doing it a long time too.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing we can do. I mean, you can't take everything they say 100% for the truth, but yet you can't dismiss all of it either. You have to try to figure out which pieces are actually true and which pieces are just, spackled over with lies.
Right. I see Benny's in here. Benny, send me an email. It's on my About tab. I haven't watched your video yet, but wow, that was something else. All right, next comment. Candace also went over to Jody Sue after comment about Dawn Summer in the shower seeing Summer naked. Candace also went over wanting to know what H said to TBI. I'll never drink again. Then we all see her drunk with a bottle in her hands together. The worst thing for Candace and Grandis was Jose speaking. I kind of agree. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely tell that has definitely shook them up, but I don't know why. I can't figure out, because he really didn't tell us much that we didn't already know.
Mm-hmm. Benny said, Candace going down. I figured you didn't really believe this stuff, Benny. I really believed it. But send me an email. I want to talk to you today. All right, next comment. You've got to remember, Jose left there 2 years before Summer went missing. No, it was like 8 months before, so I wanted to clear that up. Oh, okay. Last comment. Candace is going to overdose or something if she doesn't lay off whatever she is taking. If that happens, we will never know the truth. The key to all this is to just get that woman sober. No, I am no Candace supporter, but her with a clear mind might answer everything. Peace. She doesn't want a clear mind.
No.
She cannot handle what is going on without doing her usual routine. And that routine has been even before Summer went missing. And that is to get drunk. That's what she does. That's how she copes.
I mean, that's just her running from her problems in her life. It's not solving anything. But if it numbs it for the moment and you don't have to deal with it, then that's what she's doing.
Yep. And Benny said what we've always wondered. She met Donnie. They're both going down. They're both involved somehow. We just don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely something there. I mean,
mm-hmm.
We can definitely see that. I'm just hoping that it'll be sooner rather than later that, TBI and everybody else figures that out. I don't know how much longer. I mean, what
little bit I heard this morning, I think it's going to be a little sooner than later. Okay.
I hope so.
And guys, Benny's not causing any troubles or anything like that. So scroll and roll. There's no reason. We're not doing that.
No, don't be nasty. We don't have to be nasty.
No. All right. So I'm going to get to this video again. Some creators who did a really good job talking to Sherry, Allie, and I call her Grandbun.
Right.
I'd love to know her real name, and I'd love to have her on a panel somewhere. I don't know if I would do very good interviewing her because I have kind of an issue with, you know, have a hard time like hiding what I'm really thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, me too.
So,
Me
but
too. Because if my mouth don't say it, my face will, and it gets me in trouble.
yeah, my mouth gets me in trouble a lot. A lot. So let's get to this. And like I said, Jonathan, it's on his channel. I linked it in the bio. All right. So it appeared to me that they just kind of happened to come across him. That's what it looked like to me, but I didn't ask.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we go.
We've been everywhere looking for her. Everywhere looking for her.
So,
Hi, how are you guys?
where's Allison?
Allison, how are you? God bless you. How are you?
How's his mom? How are you?
She's going through a lot.
I know.
She's going through a lot.
Well, we did talk to Dawn last night. But more importantly, more importantly, I will tell you this. We talked to their neighbors.
I don't have nothing to say about it.
No, actually, they said a lot.
They said a lot.
They said a lot.
Oh my
And
gosh.
one of them said something very upsetting.
Listen, I tried to help the woman. Sherry, just stop. And,
you ain't gotta worry
come on, you just shut up. You're dead anyway.
What do you mean? Like, would you try to help the woman? Like what?
Oh,
See, like Grandbun is already getting upset. She's already pointing at her daughter, like she already had him figured out. You shouldn't have gone this far with it. Are you gathering that, Crime and Justice?
Yeah. I'm not real sure what she's getting all been out of shape about already, but yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah, because I mean, she's already pointing at her daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know who this woman is, but anyway, she doesn't really say anything.
No.
No.
Like not to give the kids alcohol and drugs.
So right there, she said they gave the kids alcohol and drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone have a problem with that?
Yeah. I mean, if you knew that they were giving kids alcohol and drugs, why would you not do something about it? I mean, and if they did call CPS and that was the whole start of a CPS case, why did they not stay on top of it and make sure that something got done?
Or call the police or
Yeah.
or file a restraining order that these people are to come nowhere around my children. Nowhere around my children.
Exactly.
I don't
I mean, I don't
I
get
don't
it.
walk in their shoes. But I
Yeah.
agree with Bex. Summer did not stand a chance.
No, sadly, no, she didn't.
She gave Summer alcohol and drugs?
She said that you're really Sherry, that she's really
Really?
I think she said more than once. Let me turn the closed captions on. Woo! Those are big. You're really Sherry that she's really, really, hang on.
Did you see it?
And then I'm like, no, that's
When
not
she
the
do that?
case. And they're like, how do you know? Do you know this family? Yeah, eventually. It's been over 20 years. Yeah, I know this family.
My kids are attached to dogs. My granddaughters are animal lovers. Yeah, I'm an animal lover. I saw your kitty right there, and it's like,
I guess she's trying to say they kept letting the kids go back around because of the dogs, that they're animal lovers. Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, so what? Your kids like animals. Get them their own animals so they're not around people that give them drugs and alcohol.
I thought that too. Like, go to the zoo.
I mean, exactly. There's a lot of places you can go to pet a dog. You don't have to go to somebody's house that's going to be abusing your kids. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. No. And I hate to throw a bunch of shade at Sherry, Allie, and Grandbun because I'm of the opinion that they got drug into this just by
Yeah.
knowing these people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even at that, they still, in my opinion, didn't handle the situation correctly. So there's that too.
Right. But I can't really figure out who did. I mean, all of these people have come out of the woodwork talking about how deplorable and depraved the Wells house is.
Yeah.
Everything from how dangerous the property is to the inside of the house, showers with Summer, the inappropriate relationships going on. If all of these people had called, we wouldn't be here. I'm telling you.
Exactly. I mean, if they knew the stuff was going on and did nothing about it, then that makes them look just as guilty. I mean, why would you not say something?
I'll never understand it. There's got to be more there. There's got to be more there. I always wonder if Candace has been threatening these people.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder that too. But I mean, she also has apparently a lot of other people that kind of do her battles for her. So maybe it is one of those kind of things.
Well, because I mean, she ran over to their house. Well, she didn't run. She went over to their house. I think it was the 17th of June.
Yeah.
Not to ask for help putting up flyers or to find
No.
Summer. It was, what did you tell the TBI?
Yeah, basically trying to, I guess, make sure he was sticking to the script. That's what I got out of that.
Oh,
I mean, that's
perfect. Yeah. Script time. Yep. Oh, Bobby Cat said, "Good morning, Brooks. Thanks so much for having one of my favorite creators as your guest. Love how Crime and Justice breaks cases down. Big treat for all of us. Big treat. Thank you, Bobby."
Thank you, Bobby.
So she would give Summer, Candace would give Summer drugs and alcohol.
I know alcohol was out.
Did Don?
I know alcohol. I wonder about when Candace, Hunter, and Summer, because 2 twisted teas were bought. We've been told that many times.
Yeah.
I don't think Candace was drinking because supposedly she's such a moral warrior that she would never drink and drive.
Oh,
Exactly. If Summer was given any alcohol that day. I'm only speculating. Just
Yeah, I mean, if that was a common practice for them, then I don't see, how we could take that off the table. That's entirely possible.
yeah, she said, she's sitting right there. I know alcohol. She wasn't like, I think, I heard it.
Yeah.
I know alcohol. I know they
Well,
gave her alcohol.
she's not the first person that has said that either.
No.
About them giving Summer and the boys alcohol.
And in 9 months, not one person has come out to defend them
No.
and say, no, they are great parents. I mean, they have come out to defend them. They've come out to defend them, but not them as parents. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, even it seems like even the church has backed away from them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where's Robin been? Where's Robin?
Who do they really have in their corner, to stand up and say, no, I know for a fact none of this stuff happened. No, everybody seems like they're jump ship now.
Literally after what we saw last night.
Right.
It's kind of like you're up shit creek without a paddle now.
Yeah, I think, it's
not that you weren't
time
before.
For them to, they need to just drop the script and let us know or let TBI and Hawkins County know what happened and then get on to whatever's coming their way.
Yep. But it's like you and I were discussing this morning. I really hope when the docket comes up, it's sealed. We won't know. It's not public. That they put all of this in front of a grand jury. I really, man, yeah. I really do. I really do. All right, here we go.
Don gave Candace drugs and alcohol too.
I think that it's really basic.
The boys too, everybody.
Oh, really? Absolutely.
Can I ask you?
And I think that was the case.
You think? No. Do you think Candace was, or Summer was sexually molested by the family? I mean, because we're hearing rumors. You do. By who? Don? Probably the mother too, Candace.
Okay. So right there, she's saying that she has suspicions that both Don and Candace were beyond inappropriate with Summer.
Yeah.
So here we have another huge problem on the hill.
Exactly. I don't understand it. At what point did they come to these conclusions though? Because if they felt this way long before Summer ever went missing, then something should have been done about it then.
Oh yeah.
Instead of waiting till 9 months later to come out and say, oh, this was a problem and that was a problem. Why was it not a problem before?
I just wonder, honestly, if there was some sort of intimidation or fear going on. I really do.
Yeah. I mean,
Barb, I've missed you. Where have you been, Barb? I haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome back, Barb. I just wonder, something would make you not say anything. And I just,
yeah.
I think about, see, because I mean, Dudley said also that Don gave marijuana to the oldest boy.
Yeah.
So that's 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got this many people that are saying it, then you can't dismiss it. You have to, kind of take that as it's a possibility of it being a fact.
It is odd that Jose didn't mention it, but I guess he wasn't asked either.
I don't remember if that specific question was ever asked. No, I don't. It would have been a good question to ask him, though.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe that they saw some really bad stuff. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I think they saw some atrocious things.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow.
So
But
do
he
you
said, but this
What do you feel happened to her?
said that he wasn't gonna put it on
It could be
TV or
couple things,
Facebook,
like-
he did.
where she went and asked for a piece of
If you
candy.
sign
The,
something.
the grandmother had just came from the doctor's office that day, probably got the pills out, and Summer went and got Polly with a piece of
I heard a lot of
candy.
negative things about Chris.
Oh, ate the pills. Ate the pills. Is that
I've never really bought the pill theory.
No.
Pills are bitter, and I mean, she would be throwing up. You know what I mean? And also,
Right,
they're child-proof bottles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at 5 years old, if she were like a toddler, then I'd say yeah, because they put everything in their mouth.
Mhm.
But at 5 years old, she should have been old enough to know kind of what not to put in her mouth. So I don't think that. I mean, I think it would have been more logical that she could have possibly choked on a piece of candy. That to me, that thought has crossed my mind.
We discussed that a couple weeks ago when the Grandis interview came out, and she said, I gave her a peppermint. That's her favorite candy. Hell, they probably got it at Sonic. When you go to Sonic, I always go there and get my
Yeah.
cherry limeade and my cheese tater tots. They always bring me a peppermint. That's probably where they got the
Yeah.
damn peppermint when they got the slushies. But anyway, she
Yeah.
makes it sound like she keeps her favorites on hand. That's what I said. I was like, she could have choked on it.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
like a rumor going on like that?
one night, and it was about 3 o'clock
At the
in
house, you
morning.
think she took that?
I came over at 2 a.m. and checked on you guys, and you guys were great.
They were sleeping.
Yep, and then whatchamacallit there, Jeffrey Dunham, he called my son's address.
Did you ever see Candace,
that's
the mom,
crazy.
it, Summer?
No.
Who are you?
I'm Allison's brother.
Oh, they
Oh, your
tried
brother.
Okay, so she's saying that she never saw Candace hit Summer. I was really surprised. I figured she'd be like, oh, yeah, I did. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah, I mean, because in Allie's interview with Chris, with her talking about how she made him lay down on hot pavement and all that kind of stuff, you would think that would have been a possibility, but I don't know, maybe she treated Summer differently than she did the boys.
See, but I think she treated Summer much worse than she treated the boys.
It seems
Yeah.
that way.
Just from pictures.
Yeah. It seems that way. I mean, unless it was a different type of abuse, maybe she was just more, like pushing her away emotionally and mentally abusive, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to judge that.
Have you ever looked at Candace? I mean, I've always thought that Candace seemed like a very vengeful, jealous person.
Yeah, she really comes off that way.
Allegedly.
does.
Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. That's awesome. Don't forget, we have a members live every Friday at noon Central Time. You never want to miss it. Yeah, I think she's jealous, and we really don't know what led to this, but
Yeah.
they're involved. They were there. Not
Yeah,
Sherry, but I
no.
mean, Dawn, Candace, and Grandis.
Yeah, yeah. The answer to this whole thing is going to lie with the three of them. They're, they're the closest ones to Summer being missing. They have to know.
Hmm.
Brother?
I'm her mother.
Oh, your mother. Oh, what's your name?
Sherry.
Sherry. Yeah. How are you? Yeah.
They put it out there that I'm
Hunter okay?
Who put it out there?
Candace and Donnie.
Can I ask you something? This is gonna probably upset you, and I'm so sorry. I don't. That's not my intention whatsoever. It really isn't. You know, I just wanna find out.
Okay, so this is Andra talking. Hang on.
What your thoughts are. I hate even having to ask you this, but with him going to the watering hole with Candace and her giving him alcohol, do you think that she did something with him?
I'm really glad she asked this, and I had to watch this several times, even though it hurts my stomach to think about the inappropriate relationship. But the reaction between these three women, Grandbun, Allie, and Sherry, is remarkable. Did you pick up on that too?
Yeah, yeah. The way they all reacted to that is, I don't know. I think it says a lot without saying a lot, kind of thing.
I see Allie in denial, and I see
Yeah.
Grandbun and Sherry going, "Oh, hell no, Allie. Snap out of it.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to believe it. You don't want to feel the guilt, but you've got to come to this realization. Something very wrong was going on there." So watch the reaction
Yeah.
that they captured.
When Candace,
You don't think so?
wait a minute.
Her and her mother.
Candace was actually probably did do something to Hunter.
No, she did not.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
That look at her hands, the way she throws her hands up. She's like, "I give up. I give up." She's distraught. She will not even think about this.
No, she's not even allowing herself to go there right now. I mean, but given everything else that we already know, it's a very good possibility that is the truth.
I just think that there's a reason that she called Hunter. She picked up Hunter while Grandis was at the ER. I don't believe that Grandis was at the swimming hole with them. She kind of
No.
confirmed it herself, if we remember. It gets confirmed in this too, I believe. And we don't hang around 15-year-old kids when we're almost 40. We don't buy them vapes. We don't buy them twisted tea. We don't
No.
say we're taking them fishing when they clearly went swimming. There was no fishing poles or tackle or anything like that.
No, I don't. And there's other things that have come out earlier on with inappropriate messages and things like that going back and forth. It's stuff that you don't do. I mean, you don't do those kind of things.
A grown woman does not text a teenager.
No.
Okay? Have I done it? Yes, because I'm like, "Hey, my son's not answering his phone. Can you tell him to check his phone?" If I know the friend that he's with.
Right.
And
Yeah,
even
I
then,
mean,
I don't do that. I get a hold of the parent that they're with.
yeah.
That would be my last resort. It's inappropriate.
Exactly. It is.
Shit, I seen it with my own eyes. There was signs there.
There was signs there. See, Sherry's blowing her top. Now, Allie's walking away from this. She does not want this to realize this. I hope by now that she has come to terms with something very bad was going on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, she needs to come to terms with it, and they need to, file charges on that if they haven't already. They need to definitely do that, because it's not, it's not normal. And I get it. Nobody wants to think that their child has been through something like that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, as a parent, it's your responsibility, to do what you've got to do to hold the person that's done that accountable, and to get your child the help they're going to need after that.
And that's a hard thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many adults later in life did not deal with the childhood trauma, and this is one of them. This is a biggie.
Yeah.
Embarrassment, afraid they're going to be in trouble, teased at school, scared. A lot of things.
Yeah.
Then they have to deal with it as an adult, and it's worse. That's what really
Yeah, I mean,
upsets me. I hope she at least gets him to a counselor to talk about it,
Yeah, I mean, you have to, because if you don't deal with it in that moment, it affects you for the rest of your life. It's something that's you're always going to carry with you.
That's not something that you're just going to forget. You can
No.
repress the memory, you get busy, but it's going to hit you someday, and it's going to hit you hard. I do worry about this boy. I do.
Yeah.
There was signs there. I didn't like it. I warned them. I backed the fuck out.
And there it is. There were signs there. I warned him. Allie, no. Well, Allie, did your mother warn you or not?
Yeah, be in denial, but it truth hurts.
I think they were.
I think they were too, because she gave them alcohol and shit, and the kids didn't know what was going on, and
Because that was the sentiments of the neighbors there, that she was a sexual deviant. A neighbor. So that's the only reason. I didn't mean to upset you, Pam. I didn't. But that was the reason I was asking that.
it bothers me too. He's my grandson.
And we all went, oh my God, like that.
Yeah.
Right at the car.
Who's your grandson?
Right up-
And again, this was a neighbor that told all of them this. Can you imagine your neighbor coming across perfect strangers going, yeah, she's a pedo?
Yeah, I just if everybody in the neighborhood sees it, then you've got to take that seriously. That there's definitely something there.
Yeah. And I know Allie didn't like being put on the spot, but
no.
she's in denial. She's in denial.
Yeah, maybe she needs to go talk to somebody. Maybe she's going to need some therapy too. I'm sure.
I kind of think that a lot of people in this situation need to have some therapy.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there's some psychiatrists that may have to take a refresher course before tackling a few of these individuals.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to do something.
Oh, Hunter. Oh, yeah. How's Hunter doing? How's Hunter doing?
I don't think she ever went to plant
He's doing
flowers.
myself.
I don't know one to witness that she was up there planting
And it's-
flowers.
a lot of it
And
has to
she
do with them.
suffered a secondhand drowning.
I agree. I agree with you. And you know what? Enough is enough. It's been. I'm sorry.
It makes me mad.
Does it take
It's been 6 months. It's been 6 months, and
And I
why?
think that baby was there somewhere.
You do. On the land.
Or out in the road. They have access to a goddamn or whatever.
Where's that at?
I don't know.
And what's the say she didn't hit her head?
What about that cemetery across the street from them? You ever been in the house?
Yes.
You been up there?
There were certain things I didn't like, so I just cut my ties.
She says there's a lot of things she didn't like, so she just cut her ties. But if you look on one of Candace's many Facebooks, she's got like 12 accounts.
Right.
I think it was like March of 2021. She tagged Sherry, and they were at Chili's eating.
Yeah. So, I mean, at what point did she decide she didn't like what Candace was doing and cut ties with her? Because she makes it sound like she was, done with her a long time ago.
And yeah, exactly. So what did it take? Did something happen at Chili's? Well, I mean,
If giving your children alcohol and rumored potentially giving your children drugs is not enough to make you want to cut ties with somebody, what is?
That'd be enough for me.
I mean, that would be more than enough for most logical people, but I don't know. Clearly it took something more for her. I don't know.
I think what really brought everything to a head was the TBI coming in Hawkins County coming to him on the 16th of June. Summer truly is missing. And we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Because nothing makes sense. I'm not discounting what they're saying. I'm not.
No.
But I mean, the elephant in the room is, how upset were you really? So I'm going to try to get past that and then just focus on what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because I think we can all agree that we would have done more. Okay.
Exactly.
Like what? What didn't you like?
Or giving the kids
We
alcohol.
were told by the
Yeah.
same neighbor
Uh,
that these children got a bath maybe once a week.
Is the house- is the-
If you're lucky. And the father would take the little girl in the shower and brought her downstairs to go to sleep one night naked, no diaper, no nothing.
How many damn people saw Dawn take a shower with Summer? Jody Sue, Sherry, and Jose.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't understand these people. I mean, you see things like that and you're just like, oh, well, that's messed up and wrong, but moving on. Who does that? That don't make sense to me. I don't get it.
No, but I'm like, really, who in the hell? How many people saw this? And they all tell the same story. Now, this one is like she comes downstairs, no diaper or nothing. I would assume Summer would have been potty trained around the age of like 2 or 3. That's a weird one to me. So how long was she showering with Dawn? I mean, how old were your kids when they were potty trained?
Like 3?
Yeah. So, I mean, she was 5 when she disappeared. She's 6 now. So, I mean, when did they see her coming down with no diaper? Why would she have had a diaper anyway?
Unless maybe, some kids still have issues at night. Maybe she was in pull-ups. Maybe she still, had accidents at night. I don't know.
No, that's
the
true.
only thing I could figure out.
That's true. It's been a long time for me, so I need reminders like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that would make sense to me.
Okay, Shannon said, Jose said there was no wall in the bathroom. He was talking about like they had a bunch of empty dressers stacked up, and like that was the barrier.
Yeah, they made like a makeshift wall out of old dressers that they had. That there was no actual wall, no actual door or anything, that anybody walking by could just see you in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Angela says, hello, everyone. Where is Kevin? He is on a plane to Florida, my friend. He's going to be in Florida for about a week. All right. Lucky him. Here we go. No diaper, no nothing. It just blows my mind that all these people keep talking about these showering situations. I can't get over it.
I know.
That's ridiculous. Like, Ryan won't even give Addie a bath. Like, too many things can be said anymore. Yeah. So, like, my God, my daughter's father won't even give her a bath because,
What's their house look like inside? Is it a mess?
Nobody thought anything of it.
Did you see what did you see all over the place?
It's like you go down here and get
Garbage on the floor and stuff.
Well, and that's one consistency we have with everyone, that the house was always a mess, like unlivable.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually not news to us, because we've seen that very early on.
Mm-hmm.
But, they did kind of try to play that off as, oh, well, it only looks this way because TBI came in here, and wrecked everything. No.
Mm-mm.
No, not buying it. That TBI was a mess that's been there forever.
Yeah, dumbasses. TBI did not leave junk cars in your driveway.
No.
TBI did not let the wolf rats in.
Or the roaches. What would they do? Bring a pocket full of roaches and drop them off, hoping they become informants? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
TBI did not stain that mattress. No. TBI did not have the mountain of toilet paper stacked up on your dining room table. No one's buying that.
No, they didn't come in, throw a party, and throw trash all over your floor and leave. No. Didn't happen.
Too bad. Nope.
How many dogs they got?
I wasn't trying. I don't think she was out mad at me. She was mad at her mom.
Yeah, she was mad at her. But that's mother-daughter thing. Don't worry about that.
No, but they say they do it to around a ball.
Who? Okay, let me ask you something. Do you believe?
So this is when Allie gets mad because they confronted her about Hunter, and I don't mean Jonathan or Andra. Basically, they asked a question, and that's when Sherry and Grandbun unleash on her. She's in total denial. She flips her lid, and I guess she walked away. Don't worry, she'll be back.
believe
She was
the
at a
kidnapping
football
theory.
game watching her daughter cheerlead with her
No.
daughter's boyfriend. And
If
somebody
it
took a
was,
picture of her
who could have
posted it on
kidnapped her?
Facebook, like she
I mean,
can't
do they have any
believe
like
her
enemies who?
daughter is
Probably,
cheerleading.
I don't know, but
When she's
I-
supposed to stay inside that, like
that's-
somebody.
She has nothing to do with it. She's a.
It just doesn't make sense, right?
She's
Like a
running
kidnap.
around.
We went there and we saw all around Beach Creek up to Ben Hill, and it's that 11 acres there, up on top of the hill. How
they
could
got a lot
somebody?
of acres too.
Yeah, but how could somebody just come out of the middle of nowhere and say, "Hey, we're gonna go
How
kidnap"?
can the little girl, okay, the seller, all right, in the basement,
Right.
go out the door
You know what I'm
and
saying?
somebody
My
kidnap
question
her?
is,
First of all, you gotta go up the goddamn rickety ass driveway,
with her mom and her
you know, and all
So
that.
I find it odd.
Okay, so right there, she's saying basically what they've been telling us all this time. Bobby, am I the only one that thinks Allie is full of crap and she's getting upset because an entire new can of worms will open? I think that might be part of it.
Yeah. That's
What do you
definitely a
think?
possibility to be part of it. I mean, I'm sure at this point, you know, Allie just wishes all this would just go away and people would just leave her alone.
And for that, I can't blame her.
Yeah, I mean, can imagine what it's like to be in this kind of spotlight for this reason for all these months. I mean, that's got to be very stressful and hard to deal with. On top of everything else, she's worrying about what's actually going on with Hunter and trying to process all of that. And then you've got people coming at you like, well, what did you see? What did you hear? And always asking you questions. I mean, that's got to be difficult to deal with.
Yep. And like Joycatcher said, and I agree, but it's about Hunter, Allie. It's not about
Yeah.
you.
True.
Some people don't think that way, but she's going to adamantly
that-
deny this.
Yeah, that
And I'm
seems
sure
to be a common theme with these people. All about
All of
me.
All
you
of
know.
them.
Yeah.
All of them. Yep. Me.
I find
There's no way.
really find it odd.
Except Grand Bun. She's the only one with no shits to give. She'll sail them all down the river. I will say that.
Right.
Grand Bun is a different, okay? Grand Bun is, I mean, whew, I'd want her on my side.
Right. She don't even care. She's just going to put it out there,
Mm-mm. Oh, and she does. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
That they constantly go to that flower bed to justify why that was there, and it just kind of gives you the EBGs. Yeah, EBGs about it.
She never planted no flowers, so why did we have to plant flowers on the day our daughter disappeared?
Yeah, that's, that's one part of it that I don't understand.
Mm-mm.
Like why is that, and why is the piece of candy such a strict part of the script?
The flowers and the
that's
candy.
That's the two things that have never changed.
And sending the boys to the creek. That is
Yeah.
one story that they all tell the same way. That the boys
Yeah, I
were
mean-
sent to the creek to look for Summer. They all tell that one the same way. Everything else from candy to flowers to napping and everything, all of that's convoluted and very lost in translation. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
But the sending the boys to the creek stays the same.
The sending the boys to the creek and the Summer came in and got a piece of candy, that has been consistent through this whole thing.
Mhm.
They can't remember details of anything else, but those details they latch onto and refuse to, to let go of.
As if that makes an airtight case.
Yeah,
These people are idiots.
right.
These people are idiots.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you mind going and getting Kim so we can just Allie? Oh, is her name Allie? Sorry, Allie.
I'm sorry.
What did I call that? I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully they're held accountable. I mean, it's sick of what you do to, it's a child. Does a lot of people know about that around here? This case, like, is it talked about or just it is? We were
Social media blew it all. It's all over.
has media came and talked to you at all? Did any media come talk to you? Any media come talk to you? No. Oh, what about
They talk to her.
police? Did police come there? They did. TBI?
I don't know. I know that
And it's not Hunter's fault. And Allie, you guys are victims too. Allie, I want you to know that. You guys are victims of this match. You don't deserve
what?
what's going on. You know,
I know she's mad at me, Mom.
I'm Molly Boy.
She's mad at you. I know she's mad at me, Mom. Well, she doesn't want to confront the inappropriate relationship it's inappropriate either way.
Right.
Whether she is texting him, a friendship with him. I mean, he was worried. I mean, he wanted to know why she was talking to Dawn. He was going through her phone, going through her pictures, messages. I mean, even in her gallery trash. It's inappropriate. You can't get away from that.
No, that's not something you can overlook. I mean, and I don't see why Allie's trying to run from that so hard.
Guilt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see that as a possibility, but at this point, she's had all these months. You would think that she would come to terms with it and realize that now, the only thing you can do now is what you do about the situation moving forward. You can't change what's already happened.
Can't do anything about the past, but you can, I mean, the light is shining. Okay. What do they say? What goes on in the dark? I mean, the light will shine. Okay. The light is shining. She knows what is being said on social media. She knows what's being said after the McDonough interview. She knows what's being said, like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit. She knows what's being said. It's probably good. It'd be good for her to just confront it and go forward, because these things are not going to stop being said. Do you think so?
No, I mean, it's not going to go away. You can't, and you can't hide from things like that forever. It's not going to be of any use for Hunter at all for her to continue to try to cover it up and try to pretend like it never happened. That's even more damaging to him.
Oh, you said it. That is more damaging to him, to blow your top and say, no, no, no.
Yeah.
While your grandmother and your mother are standing there saying, there were signs everywhere. You don't cover up your child's trauma. You're exactly right.
No, I mean, what is that teaching him? That's teaching him that, oh, this is like something I have to keep secret, something I should be ashamed of. No, that's not how you handle that situation.
No. And what you said, it's what I was thinking, and I just couldn't put my thoughts to words. My checkout counter is slow sometimes.
Oh, it's all right.
You can't cover this stuff up. Look at the damage that does to your boy.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you have to think outside of yourself. As uncomfortable it is for you as a parent to admit that these things happen, it's not about you. You have to think outside of yourself, and you have to do what's right for your kids, even if it's uncomfortable for you in that moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I have one of the biggest voices in the YouTube community. If there's anything that you want to say, please say it. Just say it now, and I promise that message will be heard loud and clear.
Don was on mother and grandmother knows where that baby is.
Okay, like I said, this woman, I would not want to meet in a dark alley. She is down with business. Listen to her. They know where that baby is. Grandbun is saying this with such conviction. She's pissed. Her life's been turned upside down too.
Yeah. Definitely. She's about the only one that in this group right here that is sounds like she's trying to stand up and, do the right thing here. She
was pissed that day on the porch. She even kept looking at Allie. She kept looking at Allie like, you lost your mind? Even at one point, she corrected her like, that isn't what happened.
Yeah.
And probably the father does too.
What were you going to say?
And apparently the father does too. So she's saying all three of them. She's hanging them all out to dry. This is a secret between the three of them. But the way that Grandis buttoned it up for us, she went to the camper, went to sleep. That's the last time she saw Summer. That's it. Done. Over. Leave me out of it.
I was on YouTube the other night. I had a lady text message me. On Facebook. She even went through some of my friends list, and she got a homeless sister in New York and everything. Yeah, my dad was on Facebook, and he said, well, YouTube, and he said that my 12-year-old daughter even said her name and what we called her.
I heard it. Has a badass body.
Has a body from fucking hell.
Yes, we have that.
And I didn't know.
So when you heard that, what happened? Like, what was your thoughts when you heard that? You were like,
Fucking sick motherfucker, something like that.
I mean, I catch charges. That's it. Like, no grown ass man needs to be talking about a 12-year-old like that.
And I know that he also even gave their alcohol because he gave my grandkids alcohol and did something to them.
who?
Now we're getting real deep. Guys, this is a trigger warning. I love you, love hanging out with you, love everybody in chat. If this is going to bother you, I would tune out now, okay? Yeah. Are we surprised that Don would say something like that? I do remember him saying that. Do you remember that, Crime and Justice?
Yeah, I do. I do remember him saying that. Just I don't know who exactly he said it to, but I do remember those words coming out of his mouth. And no, honestly, given everything else that's come out of his mouth and he's admitted to like it was no big deal, no, that doesn't surprise me. As disgusting as it is, that just doesn't surprise me that he would say something like that.
Nope, not our Donnie. He wouldn't say anything inappropriate, would he?
Oh, surely not, you know.
Not Don, never.
Donnie did something to your grandkids? What did Donnie do to your grandkids? When?
When we used to hang up there, and they used to stay the night. But I stayed the night once up there, didn't like it, didn't. But the kids, I thought she was
Did you see bruises on them or on your?
Well, they had bruises. They said that the kids were always all going around.
But Don, you're saying Don Wells gave your grandkids alcohol? That's what what's your little one saying? Michelle, how old is Michelle?
She's 9 now.
She's not. When was this? How old was she then? How old was she then?
You said about 7, 8.
7 or 8, and she said that Don gave her alcohol.
I don't have.
Oh my gosh!
My great grandma when CPS went to go and
that is in a mental institution. And she's been there since March.
oh yeah, she ain't getting out anytime soon.
Well, when Jeremy.
What about did Don give him drugs? You think?
Why?
What kind of drugs? Like what would it be? Like,
The charges just keep piling up. Does anyone need a minute to get their jaw off the floor?
Right.
Help me with this, Crime and Justice.
That's some pretty heavy allegations that she's throwing out there. And if you honestly felt that kind of thing was happening to your kids, would you just be like, oh, well, y'all are not going back up there no more? No. Why would you not call, make a police report about it, get something done? Rather than just say, oh, well, we're just going to cut ties with them because they're not good people.
It's generational. These things aren't big to them for what they went through when they were growing up too. That's another factor to it.
Yeah, that's true too. And that's really sad though. It's really sad that they can't see outside of themselves to break that cycle.
And I don't know how Jonathan had to hear all this without like blowing his top going, because you know me, how I talk. I'd be like, what the hell?
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't do it. I can't. Nope. I could not do it without, having a lot of really hard questions that they probably wouldn't want to answer.
No.
So I don't know what these people are thinking.
I have to sit on the porch.
I know
Not
we.
now, but in the summer,
I don't know.
watch.
Yeah, we should that they smoke.
what about who's her name? Grandis? Mother? No, what about the mother? Her mother.
Her mother's name was Candace too.
Did you ever meet her?
Yeah, I don't like her.
Why? You see her do drugs ever?
No, she just popping pills. Her pills.
Popping pills. Did you ever see her hit any children?
She reckoned that if they didn't listen, she was gonna whoop their ass. Well, I heard that she did hit them.
Or she did? Who did you hear that from?
The kid, her kid,
Her kids? Oh, her kids. Wow.
my kid.
But I just
Think
don't
she?
like
You think she was part of this? Like she covered up or something?
I think she was involved with something.
And we're
Yeah.
sorry everything's going
The mother, the grandmother.
It's not fair.
And the little girl was buried on their property.
Okay, no shocker that Grandis is not Aunt B from the Andy Griffith show. What do you make of this? She doesn't drink, even though Candace said, and if my mother was here, she'd tell you that twisted tea was for her. But she said all she liked to do was sit around and pop pills. What do you think, Crime and Justice?
I don't really see Grandis as a big drinker. I could be wrong, but the pill thing, definitely, I could believe that. And according to Grandis, she has basically distanced herself from it, saying that she was taking a nap. She don't know what happened. But I don't think I believe that either. I mean, there's definitely something there. Even if she didn't know at the time it happened, she has to know now. So I don't know why they are, I don't know why she would. Well, I do know why she'd be covering that up, because she's trying to protect her own self. But
Yeah, you got that right.
I mean, and her talking about Summer being buried on their property, I don't think that's the case, though. I don't think she's there.
No, I think where they're searching is where they're going to find her.
Yeah.
I mean, the TBI director was asking for extra funding.
Right. They're focused on that one area for a specific reason. It's not, that's not just a random place they've picked. If they're working that hard in one area, there has to be something that they've got proof of that's led them to that point.
Mm-hmm. And Amy Cakes, you're right. Grand Bun is going off.
Right.
Grand Bun is the one. I think old Grand Bun could solve this case for us if everybody just listened to her.
Right.
Because see her there on the sidewalk? She's not having none of this bullshit.
I swear to God that
I'm telling you guys, we are all on the same page.
Why won't they let any authorities on
How
the
many-
property to search?
don't they all
If it was my
record
kid, I'd be like, have at it, people.
Yeah. You got nothing?
Well, I get what they're saying. How come they won't let anybody come on the property and search? If you look at the frequently asked questions on the TBI newsroom, it says on there they've searched that property. They even give, details. They've searched it many, many, many times.
Yeah.
I don't know why Allie keeps saying that they won't let them, because, of course, they were there that night. They've searched it many times because Leslie said crawl spaces. Anything that they could search, they've searched that property.
Yeah, I think at this point they have went over that property with a fine-tooth comb. She's not on that property.
Mm-mm. And I don't see them getting away with going, oh, you can search anywhere, but you're not searching here. We even heard the 911 call. Search the house, even if they say they've already done it. So we already have confirmation that they were given orders to search. So, yeah. Allie, get a new line.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, he put no trespassing signs all over the trees around the house. Oh, this is under surveillance, a trespassing. No one can come on my property. He doesn't even want packages going up to his thing. He has a drum as a driveway at 110. Yeah, and he doesn't want anybody.
Yeah.
Why was she allowed?
The grandmother left state?
None of them are allowed.
Who?
I think she wasn't allowed, but I remember she took off because she didn't want to answer questions because she's been through
Then
this
she came
before.
back.
Candace's
Yeah.
mother, Candace.
And her daughter,
Grandis.
Rosemary Blythe,
That's what they call her, Grandis.
Candace's sister,
Went missing.
went missing. And I know where that girl's buried because they told me a story one night that where they used to live, it was a cement driveway. Her kids were 3 and 4 and said, Mommy's there, Mommy's there. Why didn't they ever?
Where would that be? Like, where was that at?
Wisconsin or whatever.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah,
That's probably
wherever.
why she's gone.
Kansas got really drunk one night and said, my sister was supposed to meet someone at a bar, her friend, and she never made it. That's what she said. And she first
Who
made
would have been responsible for her sister's death, the mom or Candace?
Both probably.
Both probably. Do you think there's any connection between Rose Bly and Summer Wells?
That I've not really put that together. it's definitely extremely unusual that you would have two members of the same family go missing, and that the people that were closest to that situation was, of course, Grandis and Candace. So I'm not really sure what to make of that, but I don't feel like, why would they have buried her under a driveway? Don't you think that FBI and everybody would have checked that out first?
Well, I mean, if someone says that that's where she's buried, they would have dug that up with the quickness. I mean, remember
Exactly.
Barry Morphew? When, I
Yeah.
mean, Barry had been working at a house and there was newly poured concrete. They came out and they dug it all up. Hell, I think the homeowner actually got a better driveway with like a extra space for his boat and everything when they had to put it all back together.
Right.
So yeah, I would think that would have been dug up, but it's lottery odds that you have two disappeared without a trace members of your family.
Yeah.
So close. Look at Grandis and Candace. Your daughter,
Yeah.
Grandis's sister. Then we have your daughter, Grandis's granddaughter. It's always rang beyond strange for me.
Yeah, there's definitely something to it. I just haven't quite figured out what yet.
Or Candace anyway, because I know Candace.
Which one?
The daughter.
Okay.
Do you think CPS should ever put the boys back in that house?
No, not at all. Please, no.
No.
I agree. Please no. Please no. Let's do a poll in here real quick, guys. Do you believe that the disappearances of Rose and Summer are connected? I want to see what everyone else is thinking. Yeah, I'm with Sherry on that. God, please no. Let those boys have a second chance. The sad fact is, now it came out last night. What is it, a 14-day rehab she's going to? And she's got to give a certificate to CPS.
Yeah.
She has not lost parental rights. She can get the boys back. It makes me sick every time I think about it.
I know. I don't see how they could, in good conscience, put those children back in that home. And I pray that doesn't happen. Maybe they're just, leading her on to, buy themselves some time until they get all their ducks in a row on other charges. But still, the thought that she could potentially have those kids back in her care is very scary to me.
Very scary. Because we were talking before the show, and I was talking about, a social worker that comes on the Harmony Montgomery show. And we've spoken, off the show many times, and she's explained that the laws are they're not in place for the social workers to do what they really want to do. No. To get a parental rights termination and many, many other things. I just really hope that they're going to make it as hard as possible on Candace to get the boys back. I really want these boys to be the survivors in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, they have to do what's right for those boys and give them a chance at a better life, and they're not going to have that if they put them right back with Candace. I don't feel like that's going to be in their best interest at all.
Nope. And the tables are turning.
Definitely.
I appreciate your passion, because it seems like and you know.
Those kids come here in the summer before Summer died. Here.
It's on the screen what Grandis said. These kids came here in the summer before Summer died. They're filthy. You're hearing Grand Buns say before Summer died. Am I the only one who got absolute chills when they heard that statement?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why she would have worded it that way. She could have chose any number of words to say. She could have said before Summer went missing, before Summer disappeared, any of those. But why go straight to Summer died?
And she says it with such conviction.
Yeah.
And she's angry because all of their lives have been turned upside down. There is not a doubt in that woman's mind that Summer is no longer with us. She was
Right.
before Summer died. What did you guys think of that? Chat, what did you think when you had to hear that? Because it blew me out of the water. Kelly said they all know Summer died.
Filthy. And so is the mother.
They didn't ever cook dinner. They always ate frozen pizza and whatever else.
The little one, Waylon, he showed up here and he had a 3rd-degree burn.
What? Oh, wait.
While this commercial's going through, I will say that since this case, I'm very turned off by microwave pizza. Anybody else? Frozen pizza, you have a problem with that now?
Definitely. There's after this case is over with, there's going to be a lot of things that I just can't even look at the same way anymore. A lot of words and phrases that I'm not ever going to be able to hear the same way again. It's definitely changed people's lives, that's for sure.
Yep. You ever go like you're at the store or something like that, you're walking down the aisle and you see the twisted tea and you're like, go.
Right. You're like, oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so she's saying that one of the boys had a 3rd-degree burn, got no medical attention. So here we are again, June 15th. We make sure that Grandis gets medical attention. That's odd.
Down there in the basement.
She
told me that he got burned out of
Summer.
Yeah.
When they all slept.
They all slept down there.
She
All
had
the
them
kids
all
slept down in the basement?
The
All in
ba-
one room?
Yeah.
Summer slept with mommy and daddy in the bed.
They didn't even have a door in the bathroom.
No.
Now they do because
No.
welfare station.
Okay, so that's like I think we've heard like 3 or 4 people saying that there's no door on the bathroom. I find that really odd, considering Don has taunted himself as America's best drywaller. He knows how to hang a damn door.
Right. I mean, I don't understand if he, you work for a company doing drywall and that kind of construction, but yet you live in a house that looks like it does. I don't.
The bathroom
why not put some of
especially.
those- yeah, exactly. Why not go home and put some of those skills to work?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I mean, no doors on any of the rooms, and it's just, your little, I don't know, crawl space that slides down into the basement. It just, I don't know. The whole thing is just crazy.
Like Radio God said, don't break my door. Don't break my fucking door.
Exactly. Don't break my door.
Could have been Candace broke the door, and he's like, there's no point in putting another door back up.
I was
Candace
say,
is going to break it again.
You can't break doors if you don't have any.
Candace is a door breaker. What were we saying this morning? They ought to go ahead and arrest her and just put her in the same cell with Dawn and be like, well, now you guys are both sober. You thought you hated each other when you were drunk, but now you're sober living together.
Right? And then Doc would be like, don't break the cell door.
Yeah. Don't break those bars, bitch.
Right?
Don't break the bed.
She has to have one. They section the whole part off.
Yeah, they section that off.
Yep.
Yeah. Because we went up there.
Because where was he? When he did her interview with her, she took him to her nasty house.
Because when she got her taxes, she came down to my house and wanted me to go out with her. So I went and.
I think that's when they went to Chili's. She got her taxes back. That would be about the right time. This was in March of 2021. I'm just saying that's what makes sense. I don't know for sure. So she gets her taxes. She picks up Sherry, and they go and they have Chili's and take pictures of the wonderful event.
I said she wanted us to go up and visit, but the kids wanted to see the dogs. And so I only did it for the kids' sake. And that's when she had the bathroom petitioned off. But
so right there, she's saying she got her taxes back for 4 kids. Put a door on the bathroom.
Exactly. Put some doors up on the bathroom. Fix that little crawl space to your dungeon basement. And how about put some real food in the house so the kids can quit eating snacks and frozen pizzas?
Yep.
That would have been a better idea than taking people out that really don't even like you to dinner, you know.
Uh-huh. That's what I was thinking. And then we're back to the dogs. Took the kids to see the dogs. What kind of tricks do these dogs do that you keep taking the kids back there to see them?
Are they like, I guess they're like circus dogs, maybe.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, what do they do? What?
I don't understand. Like they're circus dogs? I don't know. You can take your kids all kind of places to see animals. You don't have to go through that for a dog.
No.
I'm sure plenty of decent neighbors have dogs and they would not care for your kids coming over to play with them.
They have a dog next door to Grandis because we heard Allie yelling at Sandra, and the dog barking. They got a dog right next door to them.
Right?
Go play with Sandra's dog.
Exactly.
It's sad. It's sad, and we want answers. I mean, we want answers. We want to find her.
I wonder what happened.
We want to know.
Because she was over here, and you guys loved her. And
We loved her like she was our own.
They
I tried
really
to help with the kids and everything.
You know?
I let them spend the night at my house, gave them a fully cooked meal. They would
They
take
love her like
showers.
their own little sister. Like
TBI speak to you?
Yeah.
What'd they say? Like, what were they asking?
They just
just went over the.
Did that day what happened?
Yeah, they won't. They
Before.
wouldn't tell us anything. They wouldn't tell us nothing about.
How many TBI came?
First time it was.
This is what really heightened me. The first time was, so we know they've been there several times, but she kind of drops off. Did you catch that too, Crime and Justice? The first time?
Yeah, she did say the first time. So I wonder how many times exactly they've come back.
I would love to know because it wasn't a one and done. We got all our information. They kept coming back.
Yeah.
So from this is not how can it be considered an accident or wandered off when the TBI keeps coming back wanting to know about that day?
Exactly. And then I don't know, we've never figured out that whole 2 hours that she said that they're not allowed to talk about either.
That's what I want to know. What is it about the 2 hours that they can't talk about? Just Allie or everybody?
Yeah, well, I mean, which 2 hours? That's my question. Because in the grand scheme of that whole day, there was a lot of time unaccounted for. So how would they narrow it down to a 2 hour window? I mean, of course, they definitely know things that we don't, as well they should, but still would like to figure out what 2 hours they're talking about. Would that be the 2 hours between when they dropped Hunter off and when Summer was reported missing? Which, I mean, I think that was actually more than 2 hours.
Yeah, because they dropped him off at 2:30.
Yeah.
He called 911 at around 6:30. So that's 4 hours.
Yeah.
Or the 2 hours in the morning. Because there's 2 hours unaccounted for in the morning, too.
Yeah.
Allegedly, 3 kids is 12,000 plus K tax return. 4. 3 boys and Summer. 4.
Yeah. So yeah, they got a pretty good chunk of change back.
Mm-hmm. They did. You know, old Don was pissed when he found out that she went tooling around Kingsport taking Sherry to Chili's and not him.
Right.
Spend my tax money.
Bobby was here. Well, that was later on that night. That was the first night. Let's see, the first time they came over, there was 2.
Then she said that was later on that night. So it looks like they were made contact with twice in one day. But then they said that was just the police. So they talked to TBI, then the police. This is hard for me to put together because she's not really saying it.
And then I got another phone call. And they came back.
Then they came back. So is that 3 times?
Okay, so if I'm following it correctly,
help me because I don't know if I am.
Okay, Hawkins County came and talked to them first.
Right. She said that to McDonough.
Yeah, then they sent somebody from the TBI. And then somebody from the TBI came back a second time? Is that if I'm following that correctly, that's how I understand it to go.
That's what I'm gathering because I'm counting 3 encounters with law enforcement in a day. Because she said, I got another phone call and they came back. So I think we're up to 3 times.
Right.
Is anyone else catching that? Is it 3 times?
Let us know if we're on the right track there, because we could be interpreting that wrong.
That's what I'm wondering. But it sounds like 3 times to me.
Yeah.
Francis said yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that was late.
No, that was when I was getting ready to go to work.
Okay, and that was late. No, that's when I was getting ready to go to work. So it's 3 times. So we have Hawkins County. Then she got a phone call. She was getting ready to go to work. And then they came back later. And that was late. Okay, so 3 times in one day. So they were already sniffing something sour.
Right.
Leslie was here. She didn't leave. They're gonna wait me for that day, and she said, "Don't you dare." And then I was gonna go to work. Mom was gonna bring me, and late, and they came back.
And then that guy that tried to kidnap Hunter.
Yep.
Who tried to kidnap Hunter?
Jeremy, Duggan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
This story I will never understand about how the biker guy tried to kidnap Hunter. But they're sitting there saying that someone tried to kidnap Hunter.
No, I don't.
Bikers against Georgia.
Bikers against trafficking, human trafficking.
Yeah.
Wasn't that set up between Hunter's dad and Jeremy to go down and get him? If I remember, that was back in the summertime that was going on.
Yeah, that's what I remember, because I don't know if it was because they wanted to take Hunter out of that situation, or I've heard several different things on that, but yeah, that was something allegedly set up by Andrew to get Hunter out of there.
Okay, but she's saying kidnapped, but Jeremy's not in jail for kidnapping. So I think we're using the wrong lingo, Allie.
Right.
I think she should have been clued in by what was going on, that the plan's behind the scene. But anyway, Robin, I forgot this. She said on Chris's interview, Granbun said Kingsport, LE was there also. Hawkins County, Kingsport, and it sounds like the TBI made contact twice that day. She said the first time, she's talking about TBI, it was 2 officers.
Yeah.
Then she got the phone call, they came back. So hell, 4 times in a day?
Yeah, they were looking at them hard then. They definitely had a lot of questions.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. And imagine, I mean, this is like day 1. I mean, because June 16th is actually day 1 of investigating, really.
Yeah.
And to go to them 4 times?
Yeah, there was definitely something that they heard that they didn't like, and they were definitely trying to, make sure they had all their facts straight.
But here we are, 9.5 months later. I mean, coming on 10 months. I mean, next week is April.
Right.
You can't get it straight. Look at what's going on.
Yeah. It is. I have never seen a child's case that people have tried so hard to screw it up.
With passion.
Yeah.
With passion.
Dedication, man.
Dedication. It's like it's your job to screw this up. Exactly. And I don't mean the people interviewing them. I mean, Dawn and Candace. Grandis.
Yeah. I mean, from throwing everybody within earshot under the bus, to, pushing narratives that are in no way possibly true, pulling pranks on people. I don't get it. That's not normal behavior of somebody who has a child missing. I've never seen that before.
No, none of their behavior is. And honestly, only case I've ever seen where everybody is so detached and unemotional about the fact that a little precious girl is missing.
Yeah.
It's just all so, well, I would say matter of fact. There's just not a lot of remorse going on. I don't mean remorse like that had anything to do with it. I mean, I would be broken.
Exactly. I mean, where do you find the time or the energy when your child is missing to go on YouTube and pull pranks on people and, sit around getting drunk on live streams and spouting out nonsense? I don't get it.
No.
And to think that that's acceptable, that's even worse. they totally don't see an issue with their actions, and I can't make it make sense.
I can't make it make sense. It gives me like almost like an ice cream headache.
Right.
Child abuse. And
So why did he try to kidnap Hunter?
Hunter's father had reached out to him, I guess, and was concerned for my son's safety.
Because of this Wells incident.
But he didn't care until
It's freezing out here.
there was a reward out for summer. And then him and Jeremy came up with an idea to come up and get Hunter. And I was at the football field when I read it on Facebook, plain as day. Jeremy Duggan left the thing saying that his name and everything. He had a transfer order to transfer my child from Tennessee to New York. I panicked. I went to the police department. They told me if anyone shows up, call them. They'd be right over it.
Now they
Well,
own
no one
like
showed up
40
that day.
acres of land.
So I went to work. Grandma was here with the kids.
11.2.
Well, I think there was more than that.
Grandma was here with the
One
kids.
time she said that
I'm on my lunch break.
they owned over
I
like
get my
30
phone's going blast.
acres of land.
Listed.
We went on a couple different
got people
parts where they
calling.
used to ride the boys used to ride the
Hunter
dirt
just sent me a
bikes.
snapshot of this. They're on their way.
And there's a
They're
lot
on
of
their way.
wood. There's a big
I
old
didn't
garage
clock out
out there
from work.
now.
I said, I got a family emergency. Bye.
What about that shed at the bottom of their hill? What is
Call
that?
Grandma up.
Okay, so now he's talking to Sherry, and she's saying that they own more land than what they're saying. I can't find it in the records. I see what Jonathan's saying. It shows like a little over 11 acres.
Yeah,
But then in the
that's-
background, Allie is still talking about this transfer of custody or whatever. But she's saying that Andrew only did it because the reward came out. So she's like alluding to Andrew wanted Hunter to come up with him to get information to get the reward. Is that what you're picking up?
Yeah, and that's not the first time I've heard that. I've heard that from other people too. That Andrew had stated that if he could get Hunter with him, he would get the truth out of him. I don't know that to be a fact. That's just, that's the rumor that was going around early on.
Yeah, and he's thinking that if he has him mano a mano, he could get more information out.
Yeah.
Mama Lioness, science proves 3 people, Candace, Grandis, and Dawn, cannot have the exact same emotions without knowing the exact same thing. I could not agree more.
Perfect point there. Yes.
You could not all be reacting the same way unless you know the exact same thing. Well said. Perfectly said. All right.
So listen,
Hey.
Sam's going to get you and
At the
Hunter.
bottom of the hill. I never been in that one.
The beach hill right there.
But if you go down the road a little bit,
That's
And I
gotta
said-
be nerve wracking for you guys.
that's where they used to ride the dirt bikes, the boys.
And
And there's a garage there, and there was like old-
on the porch.
an old vehicle in there. It was just,
You know.
And so
and the kids would wander off and
we
go
all
play
know
in the
at the
water
secret
in the
location.
creek.
Person
The
went to
bag.
the Kingsport City Police Department, told everyone there. They said we don't want to know where anyone's at because you don't know who's watching or nothing. I said, all right. They said if they show up, because we told them not to show up because they called them when they were coming, that we were gonna that they would get in trouble. So me and Leslie came here. We changed clothes because we were gonna go swimming, and because wanted us to check out the area. So we came here and got ready. Back then, I'm on the phone and told everyone to stay put. And 5 seconds later, the white truck from Georgia showed up. They beat the horn. They wanted my son to climb out his bedroom window, leave some of his stuff on the side of the house, and get in the car and leave. They're going to bring him to his father's. No.
Was the police called when this happened? A white truck pulls up in front of your house. I can't find anything where the police were called. Do you know Crime and Justice?
No, I haven't seen anything that said they were, other than Allie saying that she contacted the police and told them, that people were planning on coming to get Hunter.
So she talked to the police then
Yeah.
and was given advice. So when they're actually outside of the house to get Hunter, here, let's listen to what she says.
Okay.
You take my kid nowhere. Me, Leslie, and her husband met Jerry Dunn bring him on the porch. Told her to.
Okay, toe to toe. We met him on the porch, toe to toe. That's what I want to know. Okay, so you're confronting him. You're not taking my son. He's
Yeah.
not climbing out his window. That would have been a good time to call 911.
Yeah, exactly.
So they actually made contact with your son without your knowledge.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And convinced him to meet them.
No, he was scared.
Oh,
He was scared.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he let everyone know. He was taking screenshots of everything. He gave us all of his online information and
Wow.
Okay, so it goes without saying there's something way more to this story. I mean, you even hear Andrew go, "Wow." I mean, like, how do you even answer that?
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely more to that going on. I don't know what relevance that has to Summer, but there's definitely another sidebar situation going on there.
Oh, big time. Big time.
If you guys had a message for Don Wells, what would it be? Say,
Keep your mouth shut about Bear. That's what we call her, and that's what he called her. Keep your mouth.
You're gonna pay for what you did to not only your kids, but ours as well.
and what?
You're going to pay not only for what you did to your kids, but ours as well. Did you just about shit and fall back in it when you heard that?
Right? Right. I mean, I don't. You would think if it was, if they wanted them to pay for what they did to their kids, they would have made an issue out of that when it happened. And not waited until now. But I guess, as they say, better late than never.
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to take it with this interview. Better late than never.
Right.
At least they talked to Jonathan and crew. They didn't just say, "Get away from me," or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at least we did get that much.
At least we got that much. But when she said that you're going to pay for what you did to your kids as well as mine, I'm like, God.
Right.
Woo. That was a lot to hear.
Right, it was.
What's the message? If you have a message for Candace Wells,
Same thing.
Listen, she was on Dr. Phil. And
what did you think of that interview? We talked to people at City Hall, and they asked us, they're like, "What did you think of that cornbread mafia?" Have you ever heard of that?
No,
Okay.
never.
All right. Yeah.
She knows. She knows. That's why she walked off the stage.
I feel like I'm being interrogated all over again.
Let me ask you.
So they're saying exactly what we thought. I'm being interrogated all over again. I just want to go home. And she's pulling wires off. This isn't helping me. I still never understand the cornbread mafia thing. I think it was just something to throw a loop in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand her throwing a little tantrum like a child, but
or hoping she would say, "Oh yeah, they could have done it."
Yeah, but again, you go back to the whole "it's all about me" thing.
Yeah.
To them, poor little Summer's been lost from day one, and it's just not fair.
I just want to go home. I just want to go. It's not helping me. I was so mad when I saw that.
If Hunter was missing, but you know that if the child's missing, you're going to get interrogated. But if your child was missing, would you give a damn?
If they came in and looked and searched your property, hell no. Go ahead.
Would you give a damn?
Tear it up, right?
Tear it up.
Tear it up.
If it resulted in finding your
No,
child?
because I've had a missing kid before.
Yeah.
My 17-year-old, who will be 17 in a few days, she was 12.
She was 12.
She got in with the wrong group of kids.
Mhm.
She had an older boyfriend.
And he was controlling and
she kept running off with him. Every time she ran off, whether she was in state's custody or not, I was out here beating that pavement day in, day out.
Me too.
I missed the whole week.
And she would run from places, the lockup centers and everything. She called me.
When I found out where she was.
Every child in this scenario has been failed so badly.
Exactly. Many times over.
Many times over.
I've never actually seen a case with so many negligent people in it. It's just actually mind-blowing that there can be this many like-minded people in one area.
They're very like-minded. That's a good way
Yeah.
of putting it.
Yeah, I just
Angel
find-
P, thank you for the super sticker. She has a question. Why you think Candace and Grandis don't throw Dawn under the bus? Would seem they would. It seems to me that they're trying to.
Yeah, I think they're definitely trying to do that. Maybe that's, and I thought that from very early on, with all the times that they've called the police on him for the drinking and the domestic violence and all that. Maybe they were just hoping, for enough against him to get him locked up and out of the picture so that they can start, I guess, pushing a different script, maybe.
Pushing a different script. I was very surprised. I'm glad you phrased it that way. Very surprised when Grandis did her interview with WJHL. Well, that whole interview was surprising to me.
Yeah,
That she didn't place Dawn at the house when they got home.
exactly. I mean, that if they were going to try to actually throw him under the bus, that would have been the perfect opportunity to open that up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was very surprised. But I think she was on such a rampage to clear her name for quote unquote not cooperating, which I don't believe she is, that she
Yeah, maybe she just kind of forgot to throw that in,
she just forgot to start the engine, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I want banging on the chick's door.
Yep. So then everybody else.
Why do you feel like have you just had it with Candace? Like, do you feel like she's ruined your life in a way? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Really?
see, Mom had a falling out. Mom,
I felt
That I would agree with. Candace has ruined their life, okay?
Yeah. She's ruined a lot of people's lives.
A lot
it
of her own
seems to.
children. Her own
Yeah.
children.
It seems to be a theme for her everywhere she goes that, disaster is going to follow.
And unapologetically.
Yeah. Yeah, because, she basically, it's not my fault. I didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah.
Well, it's like when she was talking to McDonough about Allie. And she's like, oh, I don't know what was wrong with her. I don't know why she got mad. Well, she knows why she got mad. It's
Exactly.
always, I don't know what's going on, but I'm the one telling the truth.
Yeah. Anything
Well,
to deflect it off on somebody else.
And they've done a lot of that. A ton of that.
Right.
False accusations, insane theories, everything but the truth.
Yeah.
They can't tell it. They can't tell the truth.
No.
None of them.
I warned her not
Mom
to go up
stopped being
there.
friends
I
with her.
asked her not to.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt.
Begged her.
I know
I begged my daughter.
And I really wanted you to be in there for her. But she crossed the line. I had money that started coming up missing and everything. And me,
Oh, Candace would steal from someone? Do tell.
Oh, really?
Could you imagine if you went to visit Candace and you realized that you had $36 in your wallet and you walked out with one?
Right?
Woo, that's a shocker.
For real, because she won't even take flowers from a state park because she's so, upholding of the law.
She wasn't gonna drink and drive or anything. No, not Candace. No, she
No,
walks.
never.
She walks the line.
I'm the type of person, I have to do it myself. I'm not going to sit here and listen to people and what they say about others, this, that, and the third, because I know how it is.
You get that from me.
Did Candace ever cheat on Don Wells?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With who?
Yes.
Like who?
Oh my God. Who
Name
did
'em.
I-
Oh God, all three of them. I mean, their heads are about to come off their body. Oh God, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
They're
God,
dying-
yeah.
They are dying to spill that tea.
My God, yeah. It's like the irresistible Candace. It's hard to imagine. Look, oh yeah, oh yeah. This is too much. This story really is too much.
Yeah.
Shows you again what an idiot Dawn is. You guys have got to hear this part.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jonathan kept a straight face. I'd have been like, oh God.
That she made.
One day she met a guy down here at the Shell station.
Invited him to go fishing and
Took
swimming
him
with us.
swimming.
Okay, so it seems like her MO is the fishing and swimming. Anyone picking that up?
That's it seems to be a common theme in her world.
And bringing him back to the house.
Yeah.
All right, so she just comes across this man at the Shell station. He must have been a real hurting unit in life, if you know what I mean, to take
Right.
Candace up on her offer. But here we go. This is insane.
With us because she felt sorry for him.
She always feels sorry for somebody. Candace is always saying that she feels sorry for somebody, but she doesn't feel sorry for her 6 kids.
Not at all.
Brought him up to her house.
Told Donnie that it was my
Told Donnie
friend.
that it was her friend.
And I told Donnie that it wasn't my
And they
friend.
tried saying it was. I'm like,
Donnie, you idiot. And I told Donnie that it wasn't my friend. So you've got one person left in this scenario. It would be that it is Candace's friend. What do you think about this?
I don't. that was just one of those moments where I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, we understand like these are not like normal moral quality people we're dealing with, but you're picking up random strangers at a gas station and taking them back to your house. I mean,
oh my God.
That like drops it to a whole new level.
Oh my God. Yeah. Then you take the dude back home. You don't even take him back to the Shell station. It's like, he's mine. I found him.
Right?
You don't even return an adult back to the Shell gas station after you take him fishing. You take him back home to the house that looks like something out of the movie Saw. Right. Your husband comes home. Oh, he's Sherry's friend, but he's going to stay here and not at Sherry's house. There's Sherry. He's not my friend. And there's Dawn sitting there like, oh, okay. Well, I believe Candace, not you, Sherry.
I mean, apparently she collects stray dogs and stray people. I don't get it.
That's what I want to know. Oh my God. All right, so it's not Sherry's friend, it's Candace's friend, and Dawn is none the wiser. Here we go.
Okay.
Nope.
And what happened?
I guess so. The guy stayed there for a couple
He stayed
days.
there for a couple days, and then Donnie got sick of him because all the guy did was talk shit. And
Didn't know anything.
What a dumbass, Dawn. So Dawn, after he stayed there for a couple of days, again, why would you take him back to the Shell gas station? Donnie got sick of him because the guy was talking shit. Who would let Sherry's friend lay around your house that you picked up at the Shell gas station have any crosswords with you?
Right? I mean, I don't know. Is it clear to anybody else who wears the pants in that family?
Seems to me it's more Candace than Dawn. I think we were I think we rushed to judgment last June.
Yeah, I think so. It is a lot to take in for sure. Like,
I hope somebody finds the man that she picked up at the Shell station.
Oh Lord, that's going to be the next mission. It's the next mission. People are going to do it.
I hope they do, because I would love to hear about how you made it from fishing back up to the house. What did the guy say? He has to tell. Did he tell Dawn, no, I really am friends with Sherry, but she won't let me go back to her house. So I've got to stay here with you. In what world does this make sense?
It doesn't. I mean, who picks up random strangers at the gas station is just like, hey, I don't know you, but come on. I mean, no.
I feel sorry for you. Let me take you fishing.
Right, exactly.
It's not let me buy you lunch.
I mean, it's not like you're helping, a stray hungry animal that's, found its way onto the street. You can't collect human beings like you do pets. It doesn't work that way.
No boundaries.
No.
None. And imagine that guy. Who knows? I mean, Dawn probably was watching him. These people are depraved.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even know this person. For all you know, this person could be a serial killer, and you're bringing them back to your house around your kids. That tells me right there that you don't have the proper moral compass to protect anybody. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And that is a perfect point. You come up to a random stranger who is more than willing to go with you and your kids and your friends fishing. He's okay with not being taken back to the Shell gas station, assuming he drove there. Then he goes to your house and stays a couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, and you don't know this. You don't know this person at all. I mean, who does that?
the dude probably ran out of cash, and that's why Don got mad.
Right.
Think about
Dropped him
work.
off and
What was his name?
I don't even remember that guy.
I don't know, but he used to work up.
Was he a younger guy? Like, is
Yeah.
he an older guy?
He's probably in his 30s, if that.
Oh wow, maybe 40s.
I think he was in his 30s.
Let me ask
You know any other times? Any other times?
Yeah,
with her boyfriend,
With your boy,
ex-boyfriend.
Jose. Oh, Jose was your ex-boyfriend.
Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Now, Jose says that him and Candace, nothing went on. And a lot of people were like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
This is where it gets real tawdry, okay? So there's Allie, and Jonathan just says, oh, Jose was your ex-boyfriend. So now we have Jose out.
We've
Well,
heard about that guy's name.
Yeah.
Jose was there.
supposed to be my boyfriend.
Is that the one?
She said he was supposed to be my boyfriend. I don't know. I mean, what dotted line Jose was supposed to sign, but she said he was supposed to be my boyfriend. So here we go.
Where Candace or Don threatened and then
Yeah.
it created.
yeah.
Oh, that's your ex-boyfriend? I did
Well,
not know
see,
that.
he came up with Hunter's father, so they were all going to stay up to Candace's.
And me and him, we started clicking and
Odd the way that Sherry phrased that. Okay, so he comes down with Hunter's father, and they were all going to stay at Candace's. There's no talk of a rent house that they were going to rent, which you have to have income to rent a house, last I heard.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like the plan always was for them to stay with Candace. What do you think?
That's what it seems like. But I'm wondering, with Candace's history of doing shady things, maybe they told Don one story and it was actually the truth was something else.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Don was under the impression that, they were only going to be there for a short period of time and be moving on. But that wasn't the case, because if you're going to move to a different city, a different state altogether, would you not have all of your ducks in a row and everything lined up before you ever left where you were at? Instead of just coming down to where you're going and be like, we'll figure it out eventually. No,
No, you would
don't
have
do
a
that.
plan in place. You're not
Exactly.
going to the next town over to eat at Chili's. You're
No.
going to another state. When Jose said we had a rent house that fell through, why did it fall through? Where was the rent house? Kingsport, Knoxville, Rogersville, Sneedville, Bristol. Where was it? So we don't have any detail there. And the way she's saying it, the plan always was to stay with Candace.
Yeah.
I think this plan came up because Dawn wasn't there.
Yeah.
Dawn was in Utah. This makes more sense to me.
Definitely.
Okay, so Allie believes that Jose is her boyfriend. She says supposed to be her boyfriend. I still think all the stuff that went on with the kids and all that stuff was not the straw that broke the camel's back. I believe it's with Jose. I believe Jose caused a lot of problems between three women, Candace, Grandis, and Allie. Here we go.
And
So what?
Together. Wait a minute, and they got
So
together.
we got together. So Candace was drunk and jealous and started being all over him. And I'm like, you know what?
No, her.
Who could refuse a drunk Candace?
See,
Yum.
Right.
I had an argument.
Irresistible.
Okay, so he's with Allie. All right. Candace did tell us that when Chris McDonough asked her about Jose. She even said basically like she gave them permission. Well, I don't care what you do with him. Well, why would you tell your adult friend and her adult friend that you don't care what they do together?
Right. I mean, that's like some. I don't even know what to say about that. That's like some. I don't know. It's disgusting for one. because it kind of makes it sound like they're like all trying to share,
Uh-huh.
and like no.
Yeah,
That's
Jose
just-
comes into town and they had fresh meat.
Oh yeah.
Fresh meat. So she gets all drunk, even though she knows Jose is with Allie. And she starts coming on to Jose. And as I said, who could refuse Candace when she has got the R&R in her belly?
Oh, exactly. Just
Yeah, you come home and His Royal Highness stayed up there.
Okay, so Grandis is really not Grandis. Grandbun is going to tell us what's really going on. So Allie sees this love connection between the R&R infused Candace, Jose, who obviously is easy prey up on the hill. Allie comes home. Grandbun says, and His Royal Highness stayed up there. It gets better. So His Royal Highness is Jose. Seems Grandbun doesn't like him. So His Royal Highness stayed up there
with your kids.
With your kids. With your kids. Help me, crime and justice.
Yeah. I don't even really know what to say about that. I mean, here they are, all of them are fighting over Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that seem a little like high schoolish? You know what I'm saying? Like, Candace is a married woman,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fighting over this dude that just came into town that, supposedly she didn't really know him that well.
Right? But they all wanted Jose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. These people have serious problems going on. They got issues.
So again, we bring a complete stranger into our home with 3 minor children because her oldest son was with Dawn in Utah. All right, so here he comes. She'd already given permission to Allie to have her fun with Jose, but you're not going to tell the Marilyn Monroe of Ben Hill Road she's not going to have her way with some man candy.
Right.
So she gets on the juice and she makes her move. Allie gets so mad, she goes home and you hear Grandbun. His Royal Highness stayed up there with your kids. With your kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everybody help me. Chat, help me. There's almost 600 people in here. Help me.
Somebody make it make sense, please.
Mm-hmm.
Please
We need help up here, guys.
We can't. Like,
Me and Crime and Justice are about to lose it. Come on, guys, help.
Right. Right. We're gonna need some intervention over here, please. I don't even know. It's just disturbing is one word that comes to mind.
But look at Allie looking at Grandbun. She's pointing at her. Now, when you point your finger at somebody, you're calling them out, okay?
Yeah.
And look at Allie. She's like, why'd you say that?
Right. She did not want that to be let out.
Why'd you mention that? Okay, so the irresistible Candace is now with Jose, who was supposed to be Allie's boyfriend.
Right.
Technogirl said, jaw on the floor, shaking my damn head. Here we go. Oh, wow.
Yes.
And
She want to bring the kids back.
Sheriff. No, I had to call the sheriff's department to go up there and get my kids because that morning she tried.
Should have taken your kids with you. Has to call the sheriff's department. I have played this call on here before. Yeah. It gets worse. It gets worse. So Candace won't even let Allie have her own children. But she leaves without her children. Why? Yeah. I will never know.
No, I mean, if you are that upset with somebody, you're done with them, it's friendship, whatever, game over. You put your kids in that vehicle and you leave with your kid. Why would you leave your kids in that situation?
Why would you leave them in that situation? Why would you put them in that situation? I've got question marks coming out my ears.
Yeah, and if Jose was supposed to be Allie's man, Why was he not at her house? Why would he be staying with Candace, whom he doesn't even know, like that?
It was Candace's turn on the pony.
God, I guess.
It was
I
her
guess
turn
that's
on the
what she-
pogo stick. Allie gets so pissed she leaves her kids.
Yeah.
My
That's what I didn't understand. Like, why was Allie even staying there at Candace's house anyway? She has her own house. Stay at your house. If you want Jose all to yourself, if he's so, important, keep him with you.
Mhm.
Why even give Candace that opportunity to step in and do anything?
Yeah, and leave your kids.
Exactly.
Whoa.
How about you and your kids just stay home? That would have been the logical solution, but I don't think anybody in this whole case is actually, thinking logically at any point.
No. And again, the interviewers do a great job because they're not even reacting to these statements. They're just
Right.
letting the information out. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it.
No.
I still want to know why Grandma, Allie, and Sherry didn't invite them in the house. It looks like it's cold there. Everyone's got like their hands in their sweatshirt trying to stay warm. Very
Yeah.
rude behavior, guys. Very rude behavior. You should let your guests come in the house.
At least let them on the porch to have Mountain Dew and pizza. Come on now.
Yeah, you guys were a lot better with Chris. You were a lot more hospitable to Chris McDonough.
Right.
I'll blow my head off.
Candace,
So Candace threatens to blow her head off, which is a chargeable offense. It gets better.
did?
Yeah.
She threatened to blow your head off.
Because I told her mother came in because she had to bring me to work.
Where's your car, Allie? Okay, so Grandis, you're the tool of Ben Hill Road. Not only did you drive Jose to South Carolina, you were in charge of taking Allie to and from work. This is insane. Who
Yeah.
writes their schedule? Who could keep up with all this throughout the day?
I don't know. At some points it's just too much. It's like, just when you think it can't get any worse, they're like, challenge accepted. Here you go. I don't understand.
So she has to go to work. Allie doesn't work the night shift. So the drunken Candace jumping all over Jose happened during the daylight hours.
Yeah, good point.
Whew.
Good point. If that's the kind of thing she does during the day, God only knows what they do at night, and we don't want to find out.
And Tacey said, Candace must have something on Allie. I think she does, and that's the reason Allie has been so defensive.
Yeah.
She seems intimidated. And, well, like you said, Crime and Justice, she wants it to go away.
Yeah.
Did not want to get drug into this. And on
Yeah,
top
but, I mean,
of it, we can't ever forget, we won't forget, a missing little girl.
Exactly. Well, everybody is so busy trying to scoop their own skeletons back in the closets, they seem to have lost track of Summer yet again.
Oh.
And that is the absolute most frustrating part of it.
And stories like this do put Summer on the back burner, but we're going to keep her in the front. And I'm not saying Jonathan, Andra, or Molly were putting Summer on the back burner.
No.
They're getting the information, and it's a lot of information. We see that it's not just Candace, it's not just Dawn. Basically, anybody in their circle was subjected to their depravity.
Yeah.
Candace and her mom got in an argument over Jose.
Oh boy. Everyone, deep breath. Deep breath.
Like it just threw up in my mouth.
Are you
a little
okay?
bit.
Deep breath. Okay, you're gonna have to walk me through this, Crime and Justice.
Okay, so now not only do we have Allie and Candace fighting over Jose, now we have Grandis and Candace and Allie fighting over, like what? I don't know. Like I don't know, that just kind of baffles me. He must be something really special. That's that's all I can say about that. For all three of them to be fighting over this one man that came down there that had no job, no place to go, no real prospects of doing anything, and yet they're all three fighting over him. That just takes it to a whole new level. I don't even know what else to say about that. That's disturbing.
It's a new game. Kenny
Yeah.
put it up. It's called Spin the Jose.
Oh God.
Instead of spin the bottle, it's called Spin the Jose. Today's my day with Jose. That should be the name of the show. Today's my day with Jose. But then you got Allie thinking that they clicked, as she said, and he was supposed to be my boyfriend.
Right?
Not when you've got that type of estrogen around him. Forget it.
Like I don't get it. Like I don't know. This is worse than the Days of Our Lives. This is worse than the soap opera.
I know. I did a show like very early on, and I called it the Days of Our Wells but I didn't even know all this stuff.
Oh yeah, this takes it to a whole new level. So now you know now we got Grandis getting in on the action now. I bet that made that trip to South Carolina real uncomfortable for Jose.
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
How
many times did you stop?
I bet that was real uncomfortable. He probably rode that whole trip hugging the passenger door in case he had to tuck and roll.
Yeah. Just pretend you got a stomach ache. That's a good idea, Jose.
Right.
But of course, again, it is Grandis to the rescue because she took him all the way to South Carolina.
Oh, yeah. She seems to be the real driver of the whole group.
Oh, my God. All right. Candace and her mom got in an argument over Jose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you see Allie's face right there. She's got the hand up. She's telling you the truth. Don't talk to the hand because the face don't want to hear it. They got into a fight over Jose. So everybody's after Jose.
Yeah.
Jose did mention this, and all the women up there wanted him, and he wasn't really into it. But it kind of seems like old Jose didn't have a choice. Here we go.
Because Candace's mother wanted Jose too.
Because Candace's mother wanted Jose too. And they all know it. Grand Bun's telling you. If Grand Bun tells you, it happened.
Right. She spills it on everybody. She ain't hold nothing back. That's just, I don't even know.
The only one that he didn't get with that week is Grand Bun and Sherry. Why didn't they go up there?
I know. I guess they just didn't want to. They didn't want to throw their hat in the ring. They didn't want to have no part of that show.
Oh my God. You don't even want to know what Doug put in chat. I'll tell you after because I'm about to lose it. It's so hilarious. God.
Okay.
Rules of the road, if you know what I mean.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Because Candace's mother wanted Jose too. I would never go up against Grand Bun. Allie and Sherry, you need to learn.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah,
And he politely told her where to go.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
He politely told her where to go. How can you politely tell Grandis anything and then accept a ride to South Carolina alone with her in the truck?
Right. I don't understand how that worked. I mean, you would think if he, told them off like that, they would be like, find your own way out of here. We're not,
Oh, I'd have been like, Allie, come pick up your boyfriend. We've had enough up here.
Exactly. Come get your man.
Come get your man. You're right. You're right. He's your boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Please take him back.
And he politely told her where to go. Oh, God. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody need a break?
Right. I don't know. By the time we're through with all this, I think we're all going to need therapy. It's just too much.
We're going to need therapy. Everyone's going to have to take a few showers after this. Okay.
Right.
I don't mean a cold shower like we're turned on. I mean like a, ooh,
No.
ooh, cringe.
I'm, I'm talking like grab the bleach. We need to disinfect ourselves just for being exposed to this.
So not only are two friends, Allie and Candace, swapping with Jose, mother and daughter. Why not? Love makes the world go round. Here we go.
Apparently.
And can't Jose anymore?
Hell no.
What's Jose's last name?
I don't even remember.
I wouldn't even remember. Of course you wouldn't. I wouldn't remember either if I had to recall that story. Nobody can remember Jose's name. What did Candace say? I don't remember his name, but I think he was a Mexican. Because Candace is very detail oriented like that.
Yeah.
Allie's not giving up the last name either. Wonder why.
Yeah. Well, Candace acted like she didn't even know him. Like, oh, I don't know. I think it might have been Jose.
Doug said Jose's hose is burnt out. Well, it would be.
Oh my God.
It would be.
Yeah.
There was a lot of action on that hill.
Yeah.
Hence why he has not said a damn word to anybody since he left.
You think maybe because he had said on that other interview, Jose had said that he I guess was having like some like mental health type thing that he was dealing with.
I believe it. I believe it 100%.
I wonder if this is why. Is this why? Is he still traumatized from all of this exposure?
I am, and I'm just watching it. I'm just listening to it.
Exactly.
I wonder what in the hell Jonathan, Andra, and Molly said when they left. Like, did you just hear all that?
Yeah, like this, it's one of those things like you're like, did I seriously just hear what I heard? You're like, let me listen again because maybe I misunderstood. And then you're like, oh nope, I clearly did not. That is exactly what I heard. Like,
I do think that Allie, Grandbun, and Sherry are victims in this situation by being pulled in by Dawn and Candace.
Yeah.
I don't think they were proactive and did the right thing. Okay. That just goes without saying. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Then we get to stories like this, and we're like, mother and daughter were going to share Jose, but he politely told Grandis no, yet took a ride to South Carolina. Anytime you need me to stop crime and justice, let me know.
All right.
Where's he from?
Nobody remembers. We talked about this like a
So
while
did you
back.
call the police here on them when she threatened to blow your head off, or did you call the
No,
police?
I went to work and I gave her till. I went to work and I gave her till 11 o'clock. Gave her mom gas money to bring my kids back to my mother or my grandmother's. They didn't. And so, all right, now we're gonna play. You want to play games? I called Kingsport City Police Department.
You want to play games? They're both swapping your boyfriend.
Yeah, that's like, an ultimate, some kind of weird sick game going on there.
I think it's a little more than a game, but here we go. So she calls Kingsport City Police Department. Okay.
They told me how to call Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. Called Sullivan County. They told me how to call Hawkins County. So I had to go meet Hawkins County up at the church, and they had to go up and get with my mother and get the kids.
So you did make a police report?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Again, we're confused. You called the police. You met them there with your mother. You don't have to physically file it out. The police are making a report. There's a 911 call.
You called them.
Sullivan County or whatever county they were.
When was this? When did this happen?
September.
about a year ago.
Oh, a year ago.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, like you were just saying just a little bit ago that, if your child was missing, you'd be beating the pavement. How often has Candace and Dawn went out searching for their daughter that you guys know about?
I don't. All I know is about the times I know they were down here in the summertime parade. Because we almost get cute.
But they weren't looking for Summer at the parade. Do you think Crime and Justice, that was about getting attention?
No, they weren't looking for Summer at the parade.
No.
No, that was just,
Just like the prayer vigils, that was for show.
Exactly. That was just their little dog and pony show to say, "Hey, look at what we're doing," because a lot of people were giving them grief about it. Hey, you're not out putting up flyers. You're not out, asking people if they've seen your kid. And that was their way of trying to deflect people off of them.
Yep. That way
But
you
it
look
didn't
like you
work.
care. That's called I look like I care. So I'm in public looking like I'm advocating for Summer.
Yeah.
But what I really want back is Jose. Can someone, it's a wonder they didn't put up flyers for Jose.
Right?
We want
Exactly.
Jose back, is what those three are thinking.
But they,
What do you mean?
but they never had any pictures of.
What, was she unattended or something?
Drunk. No, they were walking in the parade, and she was walking, and she was walking through.
But how often have you heard of them actually going out, passing out
None.
flyers, asking
None.
finding out?
They never had
They
pictures.
were holding a prayer vigil over here in Borden Park somewhere.
Yes,
Like
because
once
me
a
and
week.
Sue were up there at the birthday party.
Okay, so they were just holding visuals. They weren't
Yeah.
actually looking for.
I haven't seen anything about them out here looking for that baby.
The night.
What about the church they go to? That 7-day. Yeah, what about that 7-day Adventist
I don't
church?
know about that church. I don't know.
The night that she went missing, Candace called me up about.
Okay, this is important what Sherry says. The night that Summer went missing, the night that she went missing, Candace called Sherry. Her first phone call, I believe, was to Hunter. Tell me if I'm wrong, Crime and Justice.
Yeah. She had called Hunter, and then Hunter tried to get a hold of Allie, and there was the whole thing about Allie's phone being dead, and it was in Leslie's car. So yeah, her first phone call was to Hunter.
So we make contact with Hunter. Then she talks to Allie. So then she makes sure to follow up with Sherry. Why she needed to talk to these three, I will never know. Who she should have been talking to was the law enforcement that was all in her house, all over her property, looking for Summer.
Yeah.
Does anyone find that odd?
Yeah, I mean, didn't Robin say her first phone call was to her?
She said she alluded to that, but she wouldn't know who she called first.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand. Like, why would she be trying to call all these people?
Mm-hmm.
If they're not there, they didn't have anything to do with Summer going missing. They're not going to be able to help you in that moment.
I think she was already building up the story and building up sympathy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but
you can look at Sherry's face. Sherry's got no sympathy for her.
No, these people are so over her, it's not even funny. Like, they're so ready to throw her all the way under the bus and just plow it down and keep going.
Sarah said, Brooks, Candace called them to play the victim. Poor me, my daughter is missing, but I'm not going to help look for her. Nope, didn't even walk out of the house.
No.
Nope, she was not going to talk to them. Nope.
No, she wasn't going to talk to anybody.
Nope, only Hunter. She called Robin. Didn't she call? Somebody got a hold of David Dotson because Robin wasn't even concerned. Robin was at a dance recital and she came after. She just assumed that she had wandered off. We're going to find her in Robin's goofy way. We'll get some snacks and we'll have an all-nighter or whatever. Nah, they don't even know what they got pulled into.
No.
They weren't really holding
1 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
It seems like an
I
act.
said, Sherry, she's gone. I go,
It seems
what?
like an
What are
act.
you talking
And I was
about,
up there for
Candace?
most of the
You're
summer.
drunk.
How many people thought Candace was lying to them about Summer? What does that tell you about Candace? She calls with something so earth-shattering as, my daughter's missing, and everyone is assuming you're lying.
Yeah, I mean, because, well, if you remember, Hunter had said, oh, Candace gets drunk or she gets high and she thinks she loses the kids all the time. So clearly that, that was a pattern of behavior for her. So maybe that's the reason it didn't strike them as odd this time. Because she's done it so many times in the past and it's turned out to be nothing.
Right. And this is at 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
To me, that would be different. Well, this is 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah, that would definitely be raising some red flags for me. But then again, like I said, we're clearly not dealing with people that think in the same capacity or the same wavelength that we do.
Oh, no, we're totally on different wavelengths. And we've heard Sherry say, and I don't want to throw too much shade at Sherry. I'm just the obvious.
No.
When she's saying she was done with her, she cut her off, but Candace got her taxes, took her to Chili's. I'm assuming that's what that was from that Facebook post.
Yeah.
And she takes her call at 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Hell, I wouldn't take Candace's call at 1:00 in the morning.
No.
She goes,
So they weren't
Summer's
regular
gone.
parishioners at the
She's
church. They
missing.
went
She
once
walked
in
out
a
of the
while,
house.
but definitely
I
not.
said,
She walked out of the house. Summer's gone. She's missing. She walked out of the house. That's not an abduction. That means she wandered off. You idiot. Not Sherry,
Right.
Candace. Did you see her walk out of the house?
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I don't know how they latched on to this whole abduction theory so quickly and why they're holding on to it so tight. Is that because it's the only thing that doesn't implicate them in any wrongdoing?
They think.
Yeah,
Even
I
with
mean,
the card
in
unit
their
saying that
mind.
there's no abduction, they're still saying Don told me himself, some bad guy got her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, in their mind, they think if they can keep pushing that narrative, then it deflects off of them, but they don't realize that people are not buying it. They're not buying what you're selling. I mean,
I just don't think when they got there that night, they bought any of it.
no.
And we're looking at, 4 encounters with law enforcement at Grand Bun and Allie's house the next day.
Yeah.
They obviously wouldn't know about an abduction if a random stranger did it.
Exactly.
so what did Harry?
She said she walked out of the house. Summer walked out of the house. Well, she didn't say somebody took her out of the house.
She said she walked out of the house.
She walked out of the house. That's what Candace told you.
I'm glad that he emphasizes this because that goes against abduction. She walked out of the house. Nobody took her. She walked out.
Yeah, I mean, that statement right there just kind of throws their whole abduction theory right out the window. I mean, it was already out anyway, because, if the FBI says it didn't happen, I'm going to believe them over anybody else.
Me too. Tripping on a
but-
Mystery said these people all meeting was a perfect storm. I couldn't agree more. Would you call it a
Exactly.
perfect storm or like a tsunami? Because that's what I've been watching.
Right.
Even
That
people
night,
violence.
1 in the
I
morning.
They could
Yeah.
hear
What else she said?
screaming regularly.
That was about it because I hung up on her.
Because I hung up on her. You called to tell me your daughter's missing, and you're like, you're drunk. I'm going back to bed. I hung up on her.
Right.
Woo! Crime and justice. What do you
that's-
think? I hung up on her.
Right. I think that kind of speaks to like the level of, pranks and just off the wall things that Candace maybe has done in the past before Summer went missing.
I think so.
Because for her to lose all credibility to the point where she could call somebody at 1:00 in the morning and say, my kid's missing. And they're like, yeah, whatever, just go back to bed.
You're drunk.
Yeah, she definitely has to have lost all credibility way before this. So there's no telling how many times she has called him up and said things like that.
If any of my friends called me and said, my child is missing, I wouldn't go, you're drunk, and hang up on them.
No.
I'd be like, oh my God. I'd
No.
be all over it. Not in Candace's world. Tells me, Candace, you have been shitting in your own nest for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So she said Summer walked out of the house.
As she goes,
Well, I didn't
she was downstairs in the basement. She opened up the door and just walked out.
I asked him when's Sum's birthday. That was
you.
That's me. That was me.
Interesting.
That was you.
I'm going hard better.
Would you like to come on their channels and speak sometime to exchange information?
Oh, you're not supposed to? We were told we're not even supposed to talk to you.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
Well,
It would be nice. Maybe once this all wraps up, you guys can, because you guys are victims.
You
too.
guys were really
Once
nice.
it all ends, my statements will be heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very odd statement that Allie makes.
Yeah.
Once it's all out there, my statements will be heard.
Yeah. What is she trying to allude to there? Once what is all out there?
Probably the 2 hours, there's something else that she can't say. She's been told not to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
That's got to have something to do with the 2 hours in the morning. That's
Just
the only
like-
thing I can figure out, because we already know what Hunter did in the afternoon after he came back to the house. We already know that part of the story, so. But I guess it depends on how much you believe the people that are telling that part of the story too.
Right. But it's like there's something she won't say, but my statements will be heard. You will have to testify in court, Allie.
Right?
Grand Bun will probably have to testify. Hunter
Yep.
is a given.
Yep, they're all going to have to be there.
Jose is going to have to testify. Unless she is charged with something, Grandis is going to have to testify.
Yeah, that's going to be real interesting.
Then when you hear Grand Bun earlier in the show say, before Summer died, that tells me when they were talking to the authorities, they probably asked, like, what do you think happened? Like something has told them already that she's not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At this point, I don't really feel like she is either. I feel like she's passed on and she's, in a better place. But as hard as it is to say, because you don't even want to think about that. But
No, I figured it would be solved through the first weekend. They would find her.
exactly.
One way or
That's
another.
what I was thinking. I was thinking, well, maybe she did just walk off.
That's what I was thinking at first. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, even with the Amber Alert, because some states are very loose with them. You know what I mean? Any
Yeah.
missing child gets an Amber Alert. Didn't really put a lot into that. I really didn't. I was even talking about little Vady in Alabama and how she wandered off. She was chasing her dog. Her grandma couldn't keep up, and they found her a couple of days later. So then these things start coming out about Dawn and Candace and their very odd behavior. And I'm like, no, no, something else is up.
Do you expect it to be end soon?
No.
No,
I don't
why?
know. They know where.
So right there, Grand Bun stops him mid-question. No, she did not need a minute to think. No, they know where her body is.
If they don't let anybody up on the property, then that means she's probably bitching. She's up there. And they're trying to cover up where the bones are gone too, where there's nothing,
No, I know there
Watch
was.
the show.
I know.
It's a lot of information from Grand Bun. What do you think?
Yeah, she was real firm with that. No,
this is not going to be over anytime soon because they know where her body is. They know. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, they're kind of real firm on that no, but with Sherry saying, she seems kind of convinced that she's on that property. And I don't feel that. If she were on that property, they would have found her by now.
Yeah.
It's only 11.2 acres. I'm sure they have combed every inch of that more than once.
many times, but they
You know.
seem to be focused somewhere else.
Yeah, there's got to be something that's leading them to the area they're focused in now. I mean, it's not just, throw a dart at a map and see where it sticks. There's definitely got to be something going on there that we're not being told.
Big time. I don't know that they even realize that they're searching very close to the house, but not on their property.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if they believe that Summer is on that property, they wouldn't ask permission. They would get a warrant from the judge. The TBI has already said they've searched the property many times.
Yeah.
It's in their frequently asked questions on the TBI newsroom. There's a ton of questions that people ask all the time, and they answer them. I went through it in a show one day.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again this week because, I mean, it's on the TBI newsroom. If you go to TBI newsroom, frequently asked questions, they talk about how that they have searched the house, the property many times.
Around their house.
I know last week
They had a
search team out there for 2 or 3 days.
Yes.
two.
But was it on their property or was
I
it?
think it was by their
Yeah, the
property.
brush, the high brush.
The high brush.
But it wasn't on their property because
No, it was by
Like behind it, because that person they couldn't get to before.
Because of that.
I have to
there was a
say,
river too or something.
Yeah.
because I'll regret it if I don't say it, you seem to really, your intuition is on spot. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I like the way you talk. I like the way you speak. It's very,
Proportion.
there's no filter. What do you honestly think of the grandmother? Because the
The
grandmother,
grandmother, she's an
Sherry,
old-
she asked me. I don't like it.
I love Grand Bun. Sherry, she asked me. I agree. Grand Bun has no filter. She says it like it is. She's not in trouble for anything. She's not implicated. She did nothing wrong. So she's going to tell it like it is.
did she give you a creepy vibe?
Yes, because she wanted Allie to be her daughter because her daughter was dead. She was trying to edge her away from me. Now, she's my oldest grandchild.
Grandis wanted Allie to be her daughter because her daughter is dead. We should have done this in a 3-part series. Okay, this is a lot to take in. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Crime and Justice.
That's, kind of creepy for one. Like, who says that? You don't just replace a child when a child passes away or goes missing. It's, it's not like I broke my favorite coffee mug, but I'm just going to go out and get a new one to replace it. No, you don't do that with people.
No, you don't even do it with pets.
No,
You're not going to replace your pet.
no, that's just not how any of this works.
And let's not forget, Grandis, you've got grandchildren.
Yeah.
Why you want to adopt Allie? And there's Allie with her head hanging down like she's ashamed and Grandbun pointing at her.
Yeah. Well, why are we trying to adopt adults? I mean, that's kind of weird.
Can't really do that. You can't be her daughter, Grandis. Let us
No.
not forget, you've got the best daughter in the world, remember? You've got Candace.
Oh, yes. You were blessed with a real keeper there.
You have got the best ever.
Exactly. Who could ask for more?
And we've always been close.
She did draw a wedge between me and Ellie, but I never,
But it sounded like
I was there for Ellie.
So let me ask you something. Do you think Don Wells went to work? Did he go to work that day?
No, we don't.
You don't know.
No, for sure.
She came here,
In the morning.
picked up Hunter about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And these were her words. We're going to go fishing. I want to take Summer fishing.
Okay. That's a very important statement to me because she doesn't place Grandis in the car. We're going to take Summer fishing.
Yeah.
There's no talk of Grandis. This is another reason why I think Grandis was not at the swim hole. What do you think?
No, I don't. I mean, even with Grandis's own statements to the news recently, she doesn't put herself at the swim hole.
Yep, exactly the way she said it. I believe Summer went not fishing. I believe Summer went swimming, I think at the horse pond. You wouldn't have to think if you were there. So we hear Allie, I want to take Summer fishing. We don't place Grandis at the scene. This is a big for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Not the boys.
Not the boys. No boys were with her.
No boys were with her. Guess who else wasn't with her? Grandis.
Nope. No Grandis either.
We pointed out the boys weren't with her. Well, then we didn't see Grandis because you couldn't miss her. You know why? Because Grandis was also trying to take your boyfriend Jose. You would have noticed Grandis that day.
Exactly. That would have been the first person she'd notice.
Uh-huh. Especially since all three of those women hate Grandis's ass.
Right?
Yeah, you'd have noticed her. So she's thinking it's just taking Summer fishing. Hunter's going to go. He wants to see Summer, considers her a little sister, however you want to piece it together, whatever. Grandis wasn't there. Grandis was not there. She was still at the ER.
Just
Because grandma's in the hospital because the boys were.
There, she says it. Grandma's in the hospital. Grandis was not there. She picked up Hunter. They went and did their running around, got the twisted tea, which she said, if my mother were standing here right now, she'd tell you that's for her. Then they go to the horse pond. They don't go to the public area where normal people go and swim. They go to a secluded area. Did you ever find that odd, Crime and Justice?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I know she said that's, her excuse or her statement to Chris was that she likes to go over there because there's no people, it's quiet, it's away from everybody, and she don't like to be around people. Is it that, or is it because that's a place nobody goes and you can do stuff that you wouldn't be able to get away with if you were around other people?
Ding, 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 ding.
I mean,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought on that.
That makes more sense. Oh, she also, the cleanly Candace also did mention because of all the sickness going around.
Oh, yeah.
This woman who has never bought a can of Lysol in her life also mentioned because of all the sickness going around.
Yeah, I can see she's totally concerned about her health and her children's health,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mom of the year over there is really concerned about the well-being of people around her.
She has to think about everything. COVID, doesn't like to be around a lot of people, but Allie's sitting here clearly telling us Grandma's in the hospital.
Yeah.
So then it gets better. So forget Grandis being at the horse pond. Candace, I hate to tell you this, but you lied. Your mother was not there, and you got Hunter to lie too.
Yep.
You got Hunter to lie. That's the reason you went to their house on the 17th of June to ask them what they said to the TBI, because you wanted to make sure that Grandis was placed at that horse pond and other things. So here we go. This is when we get into why Grandis's knee is so messed up. You guys are going to love this one.
And Gatlinburg and the boys kicked her in her bad knee.
She has an iron knee or something. You know what I mean.
Do you see Grandis letting those boys beat her in her bad knee? I don't.
No. Grandis looks like she'd be the first one that would jerk them up and put them in their place. I don't see her sitting there being the feeble little granny that's letting these kids beat her up.
No. I have a feeling all three of those boys would have bad knees if they ever touched Grandis.
Right.
She had knee replacement.
A bum knee,
yeah. And I'm like, it's just
had all that medication.
It's just Hunter and Summer,
Really?
What's gonna happen? They're going to a public place to go fishing. That's like his little sister. Just because me and Candace had issues doesn't mean I'm gonna stop the kids from seeing one another. It's stupid. So they dropped Hunter back off here at 2:30. They're parked right in front of that.
With this pole?
Yep.
Okay, that's the same thing she told McDonough, so I believe her.
Which way?
Yeah.
This way. Oh,
The
interesting.
way she always did.
Like she owns the
At
road.
2:30.
Okay, 2:30 p.m.
And then that's it.
What
But
was
you
your-
don't know. She never said that. You don't know if Don actually went to work that day or not.
What was your reaction when you found out Summer is officially missing?
I thought it was. I thought she
Okay.
was lying to me because I thought she was drunk, and I told her that, and she
I
goes, "No,
was at
she's
the
gone."
football field. I was at the football field. My phone was dead. It was in Leslie's van charging. So my son called Leslie's. I said, "Mom's got to call Candace. Summer's missing." I said, "Stop playing with me. She's just pulling my leg to get me to talk to her." And then, it's just like, and so we got in the van after football practice. We went to the cookout. Was ordering everybody food. Got on my phone, and plain as day was the emergency child alert on Facebook from Hawkins County Emergency Services. I said, "Holy shit, she's really missing."
Has anybody ever been able to find that alert from Hawkins County Emergency Services? I've gone through it a million. I can't find it. She said she was not at a cookout, but Cookout the restaurant. Have you found it, Crime and Justice?
No, I haven't. I've not found it. I remember when I got the Amber Alert on my phone that Summer Wells was missing, but I've not seen any post on a Facebook page.
What time did you get the Amber Alert? Do you remember?
I'm wanting to think the Amber Alert didn't come on my phone till it was closer to 8 o'clock at night.
On the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes 100% sense. Okay.
Yeah, it was somewhere around 8 o'clock that started going off on my phone.
Okay. Alexandra, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I've always wondered about that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying if anyone can find it, I would love to see it. Because I've looked up, she said it before. She said it in the McDonough interview. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It could have been taken down by now since there's an Amber Alert. I just never could find it.
It's when you called me.
I called my mother. I said, "Check this." I said, "Summer's missing."
And I said, "No, you're bullshit."
I said, "Yeah, it's on Facebook." So then I hung up the phone with her.
Oh.
I called Candace.
Yeah.
She didn't answer. So I tried calling her on Facebook. No answer. Tried calling her on Snapchat. She didn't answer. Used my daughter's Snapchat. Didn't answer. Came here. She called us back. No shed of tears, no nothing. I said, "What's wrong?" She goes, "Summer's missing." I go, "What do you mean this?
Summer's gone.
Summer's gone." I said,
Yeah,
"What do you mean
I said-
Summer's gone?" Like, I started interrogating her. I said, "What do you mean? I just seen you guys at 2:30 when you dropped Hunter off. What happened in between?" "Well, we came home and we planted flowers on the side of the house, and Mom was in her trailer. Summer wanted to."
Candace had already forgotten the script. We planted flowers, but the 911 call says she took a walk or run and came back 10 minutes later. Summer was gone. Already, Candace has forgotten what she said.
Yeah. She's already not sticking to the script right from the get. I mean, I don't understand. If she did leave, as it's been said that Candace left again after dropping Grandis off and that whole ordeal, that she left again for some period of time and then came back. What is she trying to hide there? What would be the reason why she didn't want nobody to know she left?
Exactly.
There's got to be something there that she's covering up.
Oh, I think she's covering up a lot, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Piece of candy, so she went in her mom's trailer. Mom gave her a piece of candy. Summer wanted to go into the house. I play with the boys, so I watched her go into the house.
I watched her go in the house. She doesn't mention that she took her by the hand and guided her over, which we know Candace would not do.
No.
Even Grandis said, not in the WJHL interview, but somewhere else, she said we both watched her walk in.
Yeah.
But Candace has to make us think that she really took her by the hand and walked her, what, 20, 30 feet? How far do you think it is?
It's probably, I'd safely say probably about 20 feet.
Yeah. Well, it's not a mile, so we know that
No.
Candace wouldn't care.
No, I mean, you like any normal person with a 5-year-old, you wouldn't take them by the hand and walk them that far if you can see them right there.
And
So
how
why-
many
you
people
know,
with a 5-year-old, their 5-year-old's going to ask permission to go in their own house?
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Mostly, I mean, they're just going to turn and walk away. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
kids do.
And that's when you're like, where'd she go? Oh, she's in the house. See,
Yeah.
that stuff makes sense to me because, I mean, most of us are parents. We know.
Yeah.
Play with the boys. I went in the camper to fix Mom's bandage on her knee.
She fails to explain they're planting flowers. Summer goes in the house. So then Grandis makes her escape to the camper. She goes over there to fix the bandage on her knee. That's a lot going on a short period of time, don't you think?
Yeah. Especially, you know, when with Candace's whole, 2 to 5 minute scenario. A 2 to 5 minute window for you to fix Grandis's knee and then turn around and go back into the house and talk to the boys and all that. Nah. Not buying it.
No. Did you ever buy it? Let me ask you that.
No.
Did you ever buy it? No, I didn't either.
No, but I mean, then again, Candace does say, "Oh, I'm terrible with time." So it could have been, was it 2 minutes, Candace? Was it 2 hours? Was it, what? What is the actual truth behind it?
What's the actual truth? I think the truth from them is something we're never going to get. I really do.
Honestly, I feel like it's something they're not capable of.
They're not. They can't. They can't be capable because they're complicit. They're culpable.
Yeah. Exactly.
Then she went back
So
to
then
the
she
house.
went back. She goes, I went back over to the house, asked the boys if they seen Summer. They said she was downstairs in the basement playing. I said, did you look in the basement? Yeah, I tore it apart. I said, was the door shut? Locked? Was it open? That door always stayed shut. Locked.
Yeah.
And there used to be a couch in front of it.
Again with the couch. Now, the couch wasn't there when McDonough was there.
No.
But she's talking, I mean, the day that she talked to Candace, and she's confused. There used to be a couch in front of it. Somebody moved the damn couch, and it wasn't Summer.
No, like there's no way she could have went out that basement door if there's a couch in front of it, and she can't. She's not superhuman, baby. She can't pick up a couch and move it by herself.
No.
So I'm not sure exactly what happened to that couch or why it was moved, but something definitely changed there.
Yep, the couch is not obviously in front of the door because when McDonough panned around, Candace opened the door. The door opens, it doesn't open to the outside, it opens inwards. There wasn't a couch against it.
Yeah, but and according to Jose, that lock on that basement door was broken. It didn't work. That's why they put the couch up there, I thought. That was my understanding of it anyway.
Mine too. So they put the couch there because the lock didn't work. Because, God forbid we call a locksmith to make sure we have locks on our home.
Or just go buy a new doorknob and fix it, but.
Yeah, well, whatever, yeah. I mean, who would have time for that? They sell lock kits, everywhere. Home Depot, Lowe's. I mean, even I can put one in and I'm not handy at all.
Right.
Okay, so so we put a couch against the door. So somehow she moved the couch and got out because Candace has always referred to the basement door. Dawn refers to the basement door, even blames the boys for not keeping the door locked. But of course, we've heard that the locks were broke.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a nap after this.
Right.
She goes, she's gone. What do you mean she's gone?
What was she crying?
No.
No.
She didn't shed a tear.
No tear.
Not one tear.
No, she faced.
She wasn't hysterical. She was
No.
just calm.
She called me on the
actually
phone.
see
They seen her
somewhere in the
face. She wasn't
car?
crying.
When they pulled up,
Yeah.
she
So you saw her.
She did.
Was she alive?
She was sleeping, but it was hot out that
She
day.
was sleeping.
They had the windows rolled up. It was hot
The
out.
windows were rolled up, and I wanted to give her a hug.
No
and
air
she said I couldn't
conditioning.
give her a hug.
This makes no sense to me. None. The windows are rolled up, no air conditioning, because Candace's like, I don't like air conditioning. We know what she was wearing, the jogging suit, which is lined, okay?
Yeah.
Windows rolled up, no air conditioning. And then we hear this.
So right there,
Is that suspicious to you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you heard of secondary
I
drowning,
said, I
right?
always hug
Yeah.
this baby. Whenever she
Whether
heard my
she's
name.
sleeping or not.
Secondary
Yeah.
drowning,
Wake up.
which is what, like,
my arms.
Where you swallow
She'd
so
be
much
able to
water
go
that
on the
later
hug
on
you
if you don't get it all or something. I don't know.
She
See-
had a lot of outside people that were. She was clinging onto.
did Hunter say like anything was going on in the car? Like she was, did you ask him?
He was
Like, was she alive? Was she awake?
He wasn't in the right state of mind when he came back, Ellie.
He wasn't talking. Like,
No.
Let's talk about that. And I hate to bring this up about Hunter. He is a minor. He is a victim. He was used that day, drug into this. They all clearly see he's not the same kid that left that morning. What do you think?
I wonder how much of that change in him was due to the alcohol and potential drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and how much of it was, did he see something? You know, was he threatened in some way? Did something happen and he witnessed it and, you know, was told to keep it quiet? Those are all possibilities in my opinion.
Me too. Intimidation. Something happened that he knows shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the alcohol. Those are big cans of Twisted Tea. That's a big can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of think that he's had a lot of trauma since that day.
Yeah, and I'm almost 100% that the vapes they're talking about were not nicotine. They got those from the hippie house. The hippie house sells the like Delta 8, Delta 10, THC, CBD type products. So
Okay.
it's a very high probability that that was not just nicotine he was puffing on.
Because you can get vapes and stuff like that at Walgreens where they got the Twisted Tea. She made a special trip to go get something that's stronger, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The hippie
Yeah,
house.
that's what it seems like. So I think all of that played a factor in, you know, his behavior once he came home and the way he was responding to everything.
Yep. So doesn't seem that he snapped out of it though, if you know what I mean.
No,
This is just a lot of insanity.
it is.
Insanity.
I asked him how it was. He said fine. And then I didn't know anything about the alcohol at that time. His girlfriend's mom picked him up about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And
Now this is odd. She said the girlfriend's mom picked him up around 3:30, 4 o'clock. She told McDonough, tell me if I'm wrong, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because hasn't it come out since then that they dropped him off around 2:30, and shortly after that she picked him up and left again because he had some sort of appointment that he had to make it to?
I can't remember exactly what that story was. Chat, do you guys remember what Allie said to Chris McDonough? I remember her saying the girlfriend's mom picked him up at 3.
Yeah, but and then Andrew, the father of H, come out and said that, you know, that Hunter had an appointment. I don't know if it was a doctor's appointment or what type of appointment that it was, but he had documentation that he was at that appointment on the 15th I'm wanting to say between 3 and 3:30.
Okay. Janica said yes, Brooks. She said 3:00. Okay, so that, but now it's okay. I'm gonna give a pass on this one. It's been a long time. She forgot 3:30, 4:00. Okay.
Yeah.
When she came back with him, she goes, I got something to tell you. Hunter has something to say. I'm like, what? He goes, Candace gave me alcohol.
And those puff
That day.
Yes.
Yes.
And puff bars.
Puff
At the,
Swimming hole?
I said, what?
What kind of alcohol?
It was supposed to tease.
Well, did they meet at the ball field, or had she not left yet with Leslie to go to the ball field?
Yeah, that's kind of confusing to me. I'm not real sure on that, how that played out, if that was when they were at home or when they were out, or how that goes. But didn't Candace in her statement say she only bought the 1 can of Twisted Tea and it was for Grandis?
Yep, but Grandis wasn't there. He said he drank it.
Yeah.
He said it was for him.
Grandis wasn't there, and now Allie is throwing in a couple of cans of tea. So
yep,
that's another discrepancy in their story that we have to look at.
What are puff bars?
They are a nicotine type.
Why would she do that?
Why not?
And the kids all like that.
All the kids are around here like.
So is it possible Hunter was under the influence?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. I really do.
And really didn't know if Candace or if
She said that he was like
He-
not himself.
He was not himself. I knew something was wrong.
He did.
And he will not talk. He's scared shitless. Maybe they threatened him because I know none to threaten kids.
that's what I think too. I think he was threatened.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like the girlfriend's mom had him tell Allie that he was given alcohol by Candace.
Yeah, that's what it said. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, hang on. Dr. Clark said something. She said, I think the appointment is related to the 2 hours Allie couldn't talk about. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's his personal information. Okay.
Yeah, that could be it.
Okay, so that makes more sense. I agree with that. I agree with that because I keep going. You can't talk about that. That makes sense.
They
Later
threatened
on-
migraine kids.
Later on that night, Hunter shut down, and I didn't even know anything. And he had texted his girlfriend something. Her mom called me. I spazzed. Hunter was not himself. I called a friend of mine because Grandma was home.
Yeah, sure did. Come get me.
Yep.
I didn't put my dirty clothes back.
Oh my
on.
God, even you're almost in tears.
And I said, "What's wrong? You want to talk to me?" He was on it or nothing. He was just sitting there, rocking back and forth. My homegirl had to come, and we had all we could do to get him out of that house, out of his room, and sit him at this table. I had to call the TBI back up. Did he use trauma?
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
happened at
I
that water
think-
hole that
I
he
think
saw.
he sobered up, or whatever you want to call it, and remembered. Maybe she did drown there. Maybe she did.
He will not talk about it.
But he will not talk about it. He wasn't the
That's
same when he came
pretty
back.
bad in and of itself,
I'm sorry.
You know, that
I'm sorry.
And I
Sorry.
got in trouble because he refused to go to school.
What is Grand Bun saying to her? Because school's not going on in June. So, what's the school year in Tennessee?
I know here we're on a year-round schedule, but there, I believe their school starts back toward the end of August and they get out the end of May.
Okay, that's how it is here too. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about there unless he was going to summer classes or something like that, but she got in trouble because he refused to go to school. So a lot's unfolding in this family. It's more of Candace's destruction.
Yeah.
And I do believe he had a lot of trauma going on. I do.
Oh, definitely.
Candace had received a phone call that day in the car.
No. Candace.
Okay, Grandis is telling her something. She's got her finger in her face. Don't ever, not Grandis, Grandbun. Don't ever argue with her. Are you watching this, guys? This is nuts.
I don't understand how does Grandbun know this story so well to keep them all in line whenever she's not even really involved in this? Like, she has no dog in this hunt.
I think she kind of witnessed how everything unfolded, and she's the only one that is not culpable in a way. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. That's what I couldn't figure out, you know. She seems to be the only one that knows, you know, detail by detail, straight down the list, stick to the script. But it seems to be a totally different version of events from what Candace is trying to push.
I agree. I totally agree. That, or she's trying to keep her on course. She wants her to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And don't mess this up anymore. You tell them exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because she did in the McDonough interview, too. She was sitting there on the porch, drinking Mountain Dew out of the coffee cup, and she would correct her. That's not what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe she is just trying to, you know, get it all out there. If Allie's holding anything back.
Sue said both teams have a script. It kind of seems that way.
It does.
Big time.
Interesting. Oh, the day after he was interrogated, we were interrogated by the TBI.
Interesting choice of words. The day after we were interrogated by the TBI, not questioned, not tell us what happened on the 15th.
Yeah, interrogated seems to be a pretty strong word to use.
She mentioned that in the McDonough interview. She talked about Hawkins County coming there, and then when she said the TBI got there, their questions were a lot more harsh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, you know, TBI is they're not going to sugarcoat it. They're not going to baby them and you know, hold their little hand and walk them through it. They just want straight up facts. Just tell us what happened, spill it out here, and let's, you know, get the ball rolling.
Yeah. And don't think they are not beating their heads against the wall going, I cannot believe we don't have an arrest. I really think we're going to have a grand jury indictment.
I'm really praying that comes to light and that happens.
Me too. Dr. Clark said she wants to keep stuff under wraps. They told them not to say. That makes sense. Grandis was there when TBI was there. So she's pointing at her going, don't do it.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. If you know, if Grandbun was there, then maybe she does, you know things that are not supposed to be let out.
She seems to be keeping everybody on track. She keeps them all in check.
Yeah.
What's her grandmother? Well, I'm in the bathroom, so I can't come to my son's rescue unless I take the toilet.
Okay, what the hell was that?
With me?
She can't go to her son's rescue unless she takes the toilet with her. No one asked you that.
No, we didn't ask about your bathroom habits, honey. You know, just
we believe you. We believe that when you go to the bathroom, you can't take the toilet with you. Okay.
And I said, Hunter, I'm like, who's here? And he's like, Candace. I'm like, yeah. And by the time I got out here, they were already left. I said, what did she say to you? What did they say to you? Did they threaten you? He goes, no, Mom, it's good. He goes, all they did was ask me what I told the TBI because they said that I could tell them because they're the ones that sent me here. I said, first of all, I don't think they're the ones that sent them here. I said, you're on YouTube in a TikTok video. It was a matter of time before they came and got you because I was going to call them myself and tell, hey, look, my son was with them that day. Like, he's the one that's in the TikTok video because everyone's questioning, who's this boy that's in the TikTok video?
Odd that Candace put that TikTok video out, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't unless that was supposed to be like a timestamp for part of the script of what happened.
I agree with you 100%. She wanted to make sure that she had an accounting of the whole day.
Yeah, and I feel the same way about that whole accidental video that was taken of Summer in the back seat. I'm not sure I'm convinced that that was actually an accident. I think that was more of one of those purposeful, planned little details that for some reason they wanted that timestamp documented as well.
100% agree, especially when you hear her ask Grandis, is her arm still up? Then
Yeah.
she tells McDonough that she asked that question because, oh, she sleeps with her arm up like her daddy. You wouldn't care about that, Candace, because you hate Dawn. You wouldn't
Right.
find that cute at all.
Exactly. I mean, why make a big deal out of it right then at that moment? And
it's
with
like
Summer sitting,
it's what A Voice for Hope said. Look at the screen.
yeah, to prove like, yeah,
It's a proof of life day.
yeah,
It's a proof of life day.
it's really what it feels like.
And they probably did threaten them because they threatened. We had an incident. I had an incident with
Have you
them.
guys thought about getting him into a psychiatrist?
You had an incident with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And CPS came and they came down to interrogate my granddaughter. Matter of fact, Candace's mother wanted to take my oldest granddaughter outside. My oldest granddaughter flipped her wig and slammed the door, cussed her out.
Candace's
Mother.
mother.
And Candace, and she ran off, and she goes, well, your granddaughter ran off. And I said, she's fine, and she'll come back. I said, what'd you say to her? Well, she goes, I just said that, asked her what she said. I asked her what she said to CPS. I said, what do you mean? If you got nothing to hide. This is before even Summer came up missing. This had to deal with giving kids weed. Because of
So CPS got involved with Sherry's grandkids over the Wells giving them weed. Am I hearing that right, or something different?
That's what I'm understanding, but I thought she said that originally somehow it got reported to CPS that she was giving them weed.
Uh-huh. So somebody reported CPS on them.
Yeah. And then when CPS got called on them, that's whenever Sherry and all of them threw Candace under the bus and said, no, it was them, not us. That's how I'm understanding it. I mean, I could be wrong. I may have to go back and re-listen, but that's my impression of it. I don't know if any of y'all took that any differently. You can let us know and what your thoughts are on it, because it doesn't, that's how it sounded to me, was that Sherry's family was the one that had CPS called on them.
That's what it sounds like to me too. And also, if you know anybody from New York, it's very rare that you find a New Yorker that wears a Boston Red Sox hoodie or a Boston anything, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So we have yet another issue in this story.
Right.
Yes, they moved to Tennessee, but they're originally from New York, and we have a Red Sox hoodie. So this is all over the place.
phone call came in from CPS saying that I was giving the kids weed. My grandkids said no, it wasn't me, it was kids.
It was Candace. Would that not be enough to garner a charge? The kids said it.
You would think so. I mean, you would think that they would take that into consideration and act accordingly, but, apparently CPS in this case failed these kids on multiple levels.
They did, and the
But then
police
again,
too. If CPS was called as many times as they're saying, I don't know.
Yeah, and not only did CPS fail them, but it seems like everybody that was around these kids just looked the other way and failed them
until it was too late.
Yeah,
until it was too late.
And so she came down to
Like I think about that little
threaten my grandma.
No, I get it.
So now,
I don't blame you.
when they did this with her, before Summer even came up missing, I was really mad.
We've been going to restaurants everywhere we went in City Hall. We went to police everywhere. We were so happy too, and we thanked people for having it up. We were so appreciative. But the only time we were denied any sort of access was at the church.
Right at the church.
They saw us, and then they.
What was spots that Don Wells and Candace would frequent down here, like places?
Warriors Park.
Yeah. That was a big
And
head.
then there's another one, Laurel Run, but they never really came back from that.
No, it was
And
always.
there's trails up in there.
Is there a story behind Sonic? Because someone keeps telling me to check out a person that works at Sonic.
Nope.
No, okay. I don't know anything
I don't
about
know
that.
anybody.
Were you surprised when you found out they didn't go fishing?
That's like, well, what you guys do? Oh, we went swimming.
So it went from fishing to swimming.
Yeah. Because I guess her daughter wanted to go swimming because it was hot out.
She loved the water.
She was a water guppy.
And right where they usually went fishing is right where the kids would go swimming. Like, so they go swimming in this part, and then you walk around the bank, and then you go further down a little bit, and that's where Candace.
When we went swimming with them one time, I didn't go in the water, but I taught my grandkids how to swim and tread water if they ever got out where it was too deep. This little girl went out deep, and I said, Candace, she's going to go down the river in the current. Oh, no, she's okay.
She's coming right now. I'm coming up. I'm gonna go.
Oh.
I'll be right back. I got to hold my hands. My hands are cool. My hand.
All right, so it stops right there, and he's going to put a part 2 up.
Okay.
I ran out of red flags.
Right.
I mean, we all can agree we would have done more, but everything points back to Candace.
Yeah.
Grandis and Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah. At no point have I ever felt like the person's responsible for this or anywhere else but at that house.
Yeah.
We can't take her anywhere other than that property, so they have to know what happened. Now, whether it's a simple case of were they negligent and not watching her and she did wander off, but if that was the case, I don't see why the huge ordeal to try and cover that up.
Right.
I mean,
What stuck out the most for you in this interview that Jonathan got? By the way, it's Jonathan Lee Richards. That's his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's in the bio.
The main thing that really stuck out to me was, you've got all these people that are saying, yes, we've seen the kids with bruises on them. Yes, we've seen the kids were filthy. The kids were not being fed. The kids were being fed alcohol, potentially being fed drugs. We felt like the kids were being abused, SA, and all this other stuff. But yet they only speak about it now.
That is a red flag in, unfortunately, every case we talk about.
Yeah. Like why? Why, if you think there's a problem, why not say something? And if you can't get CPS to take you seriously, then you need to start talking to other people. You need to take it to the police department and keep harassing them, keep hounding them until they actually do their job.
You do enough well check visits and say you've got to get CPS involved. All they're going to do is go and make sure that the kids are alive and well.
Yeah.
Honestly. But if you say these kids are being abused, they're given alcohol, they have bruises on them, then they would go there And then they would call CPS and do an emergency removal.
Yeah, I mean, say if you make enough noise about it, something's going to get done.
Eventually. Amber says, where Grand Bun says before Summer died. Yeah, that really got me when she said before Summer died.
That definitely stood out. But I mean, that could just be like, one of those perspective things. Like, it's been at the point of this interview, it was what, 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Some people, I guess, are quick to jump on the, well, she's no longer with us theory. So maybe that, maybe that's just, the way she looks at it. I don't know.
I agree.
Because, according to Don, he would see her in the resurrection, like a week after she went missing?
His interview the day after Father's Day. I think Father's Day was June 20th. The 21st, he has his oldest son with him, hanging his head down as if I don't know what he was trying to allude to. And then he said, I believe in the resurrection. And I'm like, whoa. But you're not going to be in it, Don.
Exactly. I mean, you might want to work on that part of it. You're kind of forgetting that, at your current state, you might have an issue with that.
I kind of think your Sabbath school teacher should have explained it to you a little more thoroughly, Don.
Right. I don't think he grasps the concept at all.
In his own mind, he does, because he honestly believes he's A-okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because, they lack all accountability, and basically nothing's ever their fault, and they never do anything wrong.
And also, you remember throughout that week, so that was on the 21st, that's when he started hitting Facebook, and the man had really never used Facebook before, but he was taken to the streets. He was taken over the waves, taken over the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about trusting Jezebel. Then we heard Mexican cartels, dreams, Trump, Biden, one thing after another. I kind of miss the Facebook days of Dawn.
Right?
That was something every damn day.
I don't think there has any group of people that he has not tried to shift blame on and point fingers at.
He blamed Hunter and Allie. I can't. Who all has he blamed, guys, in chat? If you can think of.
I can think of a whole list of people right off the top of my head.
We've done several shows about it.
Yeah.
Voice for Hope. Have a good day. She said she's got to run.
Oh.
No, there's been so many. Dudley's one. Chris McDonough's one.
Chris McDonough. At one point, he even said Doug may have his daughter.
Doug, do you? What you do, Doug?
Doug, where's Summer? We wish we knew. He accused Josh of having of taking her. The drug dealers on Ben Hill that Uncle Ronnie says doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Chase.
Yes.
Yeah, Josh from the lab.
Mm-hmm. His own sisters.
His own sisters, yeah. The biker gang. I do remember that one.
The cartel, the mafia, just everybody. Like, it's
Mary. Yeah.
Yep. He's just quick to be throwing everybody out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Candace, when she was talking to McDonough about the tree trimmers, she's like, one of them could have done it.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot.
One of them could have done it.
Yeah, they threw them in the pool.
Yeah. Okay, Q Carlock, she was blamed. Jeannie.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, I didn't hear about Q Carlock either. I don't think nope. He said something to Cher one time, which I was like, I don't think, no, Cher didn't do it. Jody and Andy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. And this interview just blew my mind because a lot of things add up. But then a lot of things, because we have all these stories. We have Candace's version of events, Grandis, which was basically like the damn Grand Canyon, the way it opened stuff up. Her events. Hunter, of course, Don's always tried to tell us how things went down, even though he supposedly was at work. Allie, I love when Grand Bun gets in there and is like, she says exactly what happened that day from her vantage point.
Yeah.
Sherry gives her 2 cents. It's I call it opposite day around here. I don't mean with Allie and Sherry and Grand Bun, but when Dawn and Candace especially speak, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna play opposite day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's pretty much what you have to do, like, because I don't know, I've never in my life seen a cast of characters like this.
Never.
It is actually literally a 3-ring circus. I mean,
and
I'm really surprised they haven't started blaming Bigfoot, aliens, you know, and anything and everything.
Oh, yep. I was waiting on Bigfoot, aliens. He did blame Brian Laundrie.
Oh my, wow. Okay. If you say so, mister. If you say so.
You say so, yeah. I mean, anyone they could blame, they did. What about Satin?
Right?
I think Satin is directly involved with all of this, Dawn.
Oh yeah, very, very closely. Very closely. I don't. You think if Don pulls his 6 months and then they get him into a rehab, you think he'll actually sober up and start talking? Maybe he actually by then will have enough time to get his mind completely right, and maybe he'll have a change of heart. I'm not convinced that's going to happen, but what do you think?
I don't think you can change Don's heart, but I mean, crazier things have happened. When Lawson came out and he said, no, they're not cooperating, they have attorneys.
Yeah.
I think when they were going to visit Don in segregation, not solitary confinement, that's totally different.
Yeah.
I think Don was the one that asked for the lawyer. That makes the most sense to me.
That would seem logical, because it does kind of seem like Candace and Grandis are trying to, you know, skate him down the river.
I agree. Those that are doing the accusing are doing the doing.
Yeah. That's kind of been my thought for a while, is they were, you know, trying to set him up to take all the blame in this and find a way to shift theirself out from under it.
Yep. Well, that's going to be a very hard task, because Candace, you were with your daughter all day long.
Yep.
Your mother was not with her all day long. Hunter was not with her all day long. You were. So you can't escape this.
No, she's not. She doesn't have an out. She has no way of putting this off of her. She's gonna have to take responsibility for whatever her part is,
or she's gonna be made to take responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, and that's what we need. We need for them to start telling the truth. Just go to TBI, go to Uncle Ronnie, whoever you trust over there, and just lay it out. Let them know what happened and deal with what needs to be dealt with.
Because Ronnie even said very early on, some of these people have their own issues going on, whatever it is, they have a warrant, ticket they haven't paid, their own nastiness at their own home, so they don't want to come out and talk. It's a problem in a lot of cases. It really is.
It is.
I think 9.5 months almost for a missing little girl is too much. Way too much.
It is. I mean, honestly, I never thought that it would go on for this long.
I didn't either. I thought it would be solved very fast.
Yeah.
She couldn't have gotten too far. I never bought abduction considering how secluded they are.
Yeah.
But little did I know all the friends they have.
Yeah, Lisa Lee. She said the dogs were blamed for being stupid and taken off. Yeah,
Mhm. The boys didn't lock the door. Summer herself was
yeah,
blamed because she likes to be outside and that's her downfall.
yeah, yeah. That's of all the people that Don and Candace have accused and pointed fingers at, trying to point it back at Summer herself or the boys is absolutely the worst. You don't put that kind of stuff on kids. You
No.
just don't.
And if there was an accident and your boys are somehow involved, they're not going to go to jail. And these aren't the type of parents that are going to protect their sons and go through this.
No. No, they clearly never protected them before something happened to Summer, so why would they start now?
Why would they start now? You're exactly right. So tell us about, before I wind this down, tell us about the petition you have going around.
Yes, we are working a petition. It's called Summer's Law for CPS Reform. We have made some good connections with people in the White House that are trying to help us get this petition pushed to get changes made. We're trying to get federal changes made to CPS so that every state has the same set of rules and regulations all across the board. That way, no other child can fall through the cracks of the system and become like Summer Wells or Harmony Montgomery or Oakley or any of the other children that have been failed by the current regulations of the system. It's going to take us time to get it done. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I would appreciate it if you would all go over and put your signature on it and share it out for us. That would really help us out a whole lot.
Because it's not for just one particular state, it's
No.
nationwide. So it doesn't
No,
matter
this
what
is-
state you're from, you can sign it.
Yes, this is going to be something that's going to be a benefit to all children in every state.
Well, there's got to be some kind of reform because we can't trust these parents, okay?
No.
You can't trust people like Dawn and Candace. But here's the thing, I told you about the social worker that comes on quite often when I cover the Harmony Montgomery case. I
Yeah.
talked to her about Summer. And well, I think it was her. It might have been another social worker. Better watch what I say. And basically said if there was like oh, my cat sneezed. If there was a nationwide reform and the states communicated, after Candace lost her children in Wisconsin, she would not have left the hospital in Arkansas with her oldest son.
Yeah.
That would have saved a lot of heartache. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree with that. And that same rule, if it were a rule in effect for CPS, could have potentially saved the life of Harmony Montgomery as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff fell through those cracks. I'm actually going to cover that again next week.
Yeah,
when
that's a whole
social
different can of worms, right?
Total different can of worms.
Yeah.
Total different can of worms. So I've got it posted. It's posted in a lot of places. Yeah, let's get this done.
I really appreciate the support on it. We're working hard to make it happen. And like I said, I mean, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but we are dedicated to sticking with it. We're going to do what we've got to do what's right for these kids. I mean, so many other people have already failed a lot of children in a lot of different cases, and we're not gonna stand by and let it continue to happen.
Well, and here's the whole thing. They've already been failed in the first place, which is their home life. And that should never happen. CPS should never be involved. It's 100% on the parents. 100%.
It is.
But when they just will not do the right thing. So then, of course, you have to go somewhere else. So that's got to change. I'm not going to drag these social workers because any of them that you talk to, they'll tell you, if we could do what we want to do, it would be different, but we can't.
No, most of the time it's not these, that's where people get confused. they think that we're trying to bash CPS. We're not.
No.
We're just trying to let them see that there are flaws in the system and that things could be done a better way. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking is for them to take a look at the current laws and regulations and to let us help them find a better way.
And make it more you don't want anyone's rights impeded on, okay?
No.
Because there's a lot of fake calls and a lot of things they have to go through. But I mean, if every state communicated back and forth, Harvey Montgomery is a great example.
Exactly.
Adam moved from Massachusetts to New Hampshire.
Yeah, and there was no ICPC put in place
right
for her, and that allowed her to fall through the cracks of the system and go unnoticed. That's one of the main things that we're trying to prevent as well.
And it's going to take a very, very long time.
It is, but we have to start somewhere, and we have to keep putting it out there and keep people on top of it to get our voices heard.
Will do. And exactly don't ever let that deter you. Nothing happens fast when it's for the right reason, unfortunately.
Now, this is definitely not a sprint. It's going to be a marathon, but we're going to have to stick with it.
Well, today was a big honor having you on here, Crime and Justice. Anytime, you are welcome back. Thank you so much for going through this video. Jonathan did an excellent job.
Yes, he did.
Excellent job. That's a lot of information. It really, none of it was surprising except for the whole Grandis and Candace fighting over Jose. That one did me in.
Yeah, I still like that's one of those things. I wish I hadn't heard that because now it's like you can't unsee that.
Can't unsee that. A lot of us are not going to have sex for a long time after hearing that. That was never on Dynasty, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's just like nightmare fuel right there.
Well, I'm going to start shutting this down. I kept you a long time, kept everybody. Geez, we're going on 4 hours. Everybody, let's give Crime and Justice a round of applause. Don't forget to sub her channel, sign that petition.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Hang on. I missed the comment. I didn't slow the chat down, so I apologize. So I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. Again, thank you, Crime and Justice, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Great show. I love how you break down cases. Mod Squad, thank you so much. I'm sorry I did not slow down the chat. I promise I will remember tomorrow. And to the best chat and community on YouTube. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are the absolute best. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. We're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow, all right? So I would get to bed early. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow. You guys are the best. Talk to you later. Thanks again, Crime and Justice. Love all you. Bye-bye.
Bye.